Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Uh, ah. Hello, chat. Is she okay? Right on time? I'm perfectly on time, chat. You know it. You good? I don't know, chat. Hold on. We'll see. We'll see once the camera turns on. That's fine, chat. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. On time? I'm always on time, chat. You guys know I'm always on time. You guys know it. I'm always on time. Never am I not on time. She wakes up 30 minutes before the stream. Not 30 minutes. Very cute tonight. I'm sorry, everything I said earlier, I decided I was wrong and Astra was right. See, this is why femboys are the best. See, our arguments make themselves, you know? I don't even have to argue and then I convince people I'm right. This is how it works, chat. Cute outfit S tier. This is like, I wanted to wear like a kind of a cosplay-ish outfit tonight, and I like found this one. I thought it was pretty good. This is like the Astolfo fit. This is actually a male cosplay of a male character. And I don't know how to like sit because like I hate when you like have like a crop top on or something, and or you have your belly exposed, and then you sit like this, and it's like ugh. Male. Earrings are nice and dangly. I know, right? I love my palm tree earrings. Free belly button and flat tummy. And hair is an 11. Super cute, Astra. Thank you. Chat, I was like, I was watching videos on, what's her name? Hold on, what is her name? It's like, the Vocaloid. What's the Vocaloid's name? Not Hatsune Miku, the other one. My favorite one that I can't remember her name. It's Kasane Teto. I like her. She's my favorite Vocaloid, and I wanna do like a cosplay of her, and I wanna have my hair. I wanna figure out how to put my hair into drills. Like how do you turn your hair into a drill? That's what I want to know. How do you do that in real life? Like I looked it up and I saw a bunch of people being like, "This is how you make a drill pigtail cosplay." And it's like, what if I just want to actually do that with my hair? What did I eat last night? We went to Chipotle. we did go to Chipotle and it was very good. I did eat the whole burrito, chap. Kasane Keto. It's Tato, I think. I don't know. Something like that. I'm not, like, that well-versed in Vocaloids, to be honest with you, Chad. I just like that one Vocaloid. I don't even like Vocaloids in general. I like her voice. Did you go in? No, the Chipotle... So, okay, I didn't... The Chipotle that's close to me is the one that I worked at, and the one that I no longer work at. Alright? And so we didn't go to that one, because trauma. We went to the one that's like 20 minutes away, but they had a drive-through, so we don't have to go in. So you just get it through the drive-through. It's pretty great. Did you stay in the car? Did you make the face your ex? Did you make make you face your ex coworkers? No, did not. You think I'm going in? You think I'm ever going? I don't even want to like. I don't know, man. I don't want to deal with that shit, man. Those are bad memories. Those are bad memories, chat. I'm surprised I can still even eat Chipotle, chat. Hours of 8 equals trauma to Astra, apparently. There's a picture of Astra on the wall of that Chipotle. Do not serve this woman. I know, they're all conspiring against me at that one single Chipotle. You have to go and truly abuse the salsa bar. What do you mean the salsa bar? They don't have a salsa bar at Chipotle. What the fuck are you talking about? I would like a salsa bar. I like salsa, chat. Salsa is just I like Mexican food. You know, to me, living in the 21st century, chat, I that was disgusting. Living in the 21st century, I feel like, you know, we are also used to having Mexican food. Kazoo tight. We're so used to having like Mexican food like as standard, you know. I feel like everyone in America understands like what Mexican food is, and I think we've kind of co-opted Mexican food like we did Italian food, you know what I mean? That's pretty I think that's pretty accurate. But like not that long ago, we didn't have that. Like in the 80s, like Mexican food was like exotic back then. And it's like, I don't think I could have lived back then, you know? Sometimes I'm like, I was born in the wrong generation. But then I think about, like, if I lived in 1950s, you know how hard it would be to find a fucking decent burrito anywhere? Like, it would be so hard. Like you. In the 80s, there was Taco Bell and not much else. Exactly. There's called a traumatic growth or traumatic growth PTG. Is a positive psychological change experience after struggling with a major life crisis or traumatic event. What? What are you talking about? Therefore, Mexicans should stay? Wait, what? What are you talking about, Disco? I think Taco Bell started in the 60s. I mean, I think so. I know they started because there was a taco stand in, like, California. And then they stole the tacos and they made Taco Bell, and that's how Taco Bell started. I just watched a video about how Taco John's got its start. And it's basically just Midwest Taco Bell. I will say, though, Taco John's blows Taco Bell out of the water. Like, I have been craving some Taco John's recently, alright? I've been craving it. Hydrate? Okay. I said Chipotle was traumatic for you? Yeah, but that does, what does it have to do with growth? You don't even really have Mexican food here at all in Denmark? See, that's the problem. You gotta get, like, this is, like, the issue. It's like, if I've thought about, you know, shit hits the fan here in the States and I have to bounce. Where am I gonna go? Germany's probably the first, like, thing on my list, because it's, you know, I've got German heritage. I feel like if I went to Germany, you know, they'd be like, who's this stupid American? And then I'd be like, yo, and they'd be like, oh, I can tell you're German, so you're accepted here, or something like that. But I think Germany's pretty cool, so but I'm thinking about that, and it's like, can you get good Mexican food in Germany? Like, can you do that? I don't think you can. Like, if I had to live in, like, Denmark or Germany, where you can't get, like, good tomatoes, and you can't get, like, Mexican food, that would be fucking awful. Can you speak German? Ich kann nicht. I speak, like, first semester high school German. That's my level of German. Then you have a doner kebab. You can take negative experience and make them positive. I think that entirely depends on the negative experience, medical. I don't think that's a universal. I don't think that's, I think typically if something's bad enough that it will traumatize you, it's probably not, like, productive. I mean, I guess I honestly wasn't, like, traumatized by Chipotle, to be fair. It wasn't, like, actually traumatic. I'm more joking about that one. But, like, a real traumatic experience, that you're not gonna grow from that. You're not gonna grow from that. Oh, I was robbed at knife point in an alleyway somewhere. That was traumatic. I think I can grow from that. We don't really have Mexican food here. We do have tomatoes, though. But are they good tomatoes? Are they good? Because you can have, like, Walmart quality tomatoes, and they're shit. But, like, you have to have good tomatoes. Guys, Jenny, since she grew up in Germany. Sie können genug für einen Freund finden. Volkswagen fired 100,000 people. That's crazy. I don't know. I think Germany's pretty cool. There was that attack that happened in Germany, which was very sad. That was very not good. You don't like this. I hate seeing that. But, you know, I want to go to Germany. I'd love to go, and I'd love to visit. Trauma's overrated, truly. Obviously, you'll grow into Batman if you have trauma. You'll just be like, Batman, I'm Batman. I'm Bat. Femboy. There's a German gift in your long box. Finally made it to Florida. It's not in your PO box yet? Yeah, Derek, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea how I'm gonna get that box. I have no idea how I'm gonna get that fucking box, my guy. That shit is not gonna be. I have no idea how I'm gonna get that shit. Not a clue. Chad just reckoned Germany's car industry with help from America. See, that is a thing. That is unfortunate. Really, it is unfortunate. I don't know what Germany's doing over there. I really don't know how good things are in Germany right now. I'm not teed into the on the ground experience of your average German at the moment. All I know is Deutschland ist Mutterland. Chinese EVs are better than German EVs. How about no EVs? How about EVs are dumb and boring and gay and stupid and I don't want any? I mean, that is like the thing about like international trade, is that like if you can make a product that is like extremely cheaper and is competitive like in quality to like where you're selling it, right? Like if Germany's EV market can't keep up, you're hurting. That's the whole argument, and that's why like tariffs exist in like at all. Like that's why they are used at all, is so that if you're a country, you can restrict, you can like use tariffs to balance the competitiveness of the market in your home country, so that your home manufacturers don't get absolutely butt fucked. But you know, I don't know. There's like, it's complicated. Chat. I'm not gonna pretend to understand geopolitics and geopolitical trade. I'm not that smart, chat. Germany needs nuclear energy. They have it. I've been to a German nuclear plant. It's called D_nuke. I've been there a lot. It's blown up quite a few times, but you know, it's still there. Won't cry for Germany. It's on one of the mercantile economy being another. Boy, this chat really likes to disparage other countries. I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, before I even started the stream, like, I can tell chat is, like, I'm, like, super tired, so I'm kind of trying to avoid politics, because I know that I'm not going to be able to make a coherent argument about anything political right now, because I'm tired as shit, but, like, everybody in chat, like, I start this stream, first, like, thing that happens is people start fucking rage baiting me in the comments, with political rage bait. Political rage bait, as if every time I talk about politics on stream, everyone is always like, oh, Astra, why are you talking about politics? Astra's so cute on mute. I love Astra on mute. Oops, politics time to bounce. Yeah, every time I start the stream, everybody's always like trying to rage bait me, being like, fucking, haha, I'm gonna sneak my political opinion in here right away so you can't do anything about it. Oops. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. China. I only see one motherfucking chat with politics pass. No one has a politics pass. Alright, if you donate and you get a politics pass for like a stream, that only lasts for like a stream. You don't donate once and then get a permanent political pass. That's not how it works. Alright? You can't expect that, alright? If you're gonna get a politics pass, you gotta, that shit expires. That's like, it's like milk left out. That doesn't last overnight, chat. It runs out in 3 days. It runs out after you get one political pass per stream. That's it. There's nothing else. Passport is literally a politics pass. No, it's not. Some streamers don't put up this kind of abuse. This is true. This is true, chat. You guys, listen, man. You guys abuse me, alright? What's political about ranch dressing? There's actually, like, you could argue there's a lot of things political about ranch dressing. You could really make an argument in multiple different facets for how political ranch dressing is. And you could make an argument that it's, like, has to do with, like, state cultural divide and, you know, geopolitics within a country, a single country. There's probably a lot you could say about ranch dressing in terms of politics, alright? Because then you could talk about the FDA, you could talk about the food system in America, the food distribution system, you could talk about the unhealthy ingredients in it, you could talk about the immoral ways in which it is created and then distributed across the country. You could do a lot, but mostly I just gotta talk about how disgusting it is, because ranch dressing is fucking disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm not, you know what, chat? We're getting into politics here. You brought this up on yourselves, chat. We're talking about politics, and my political take is ranch dressing is ass. It's fucking ass. It tastes like shit. It smells like shit. It's not good. Anybody who pretends it is good is lying to themselves. It's garbage, chat. It's hot garbage. Get that shit away from me. If I'm eating and someone next to me has a salad with a ranch dressing, you can turn literally anything into politics. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can. Cool ranch Doritos are the only time I eat ranch. That is fair. That is fair. If I call it even if we get a... I'll call it even if we get a BM pick of each outfit. A Burning Man pick of each outfit? Like, you want me to take a picture at Burning Man in each outfit? Did your mic get muted, lol? Do you have an AC? I do have an AC. Oh yeah, isn't like AC political in like parts of Europe? You can't use AC, that's not politically correct. Hi, Moogie. It's okay on wings, right? No. No, it's not. It's absolutely, it's worse. If you put ranch on your wings, I don't want to talk to you. If I'm at a restaurant and you order wings and you get ranch with your wings and you dip that shit in there, I'm leaving. I'm getting up out of my fucking seat and I'm leaving. But ranch is very American. I don't care what it is. It's nasty and it's disgusting and it needs to stop, okay? The ranch propaganda needs to stop. We've all been convinced to eat ranch and it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. You know, I had a teacher in college who was just like, I don't eat anything that's white and creamy. I don't eat anything that's white and creamy at all. Mayonnaise, get out of here. I do like mayonnaise though. Mayonnaise is good. Mayonnaise could stay. Word from a wise Uncle Joey. I've already seen that clip, Taco. I know exactly what clip that is. Astra is depriving Moogie of ranch dressing. I don't think cats can have ranch dressing. I don't think that's healthy for them. Mayonnaise, gross. I like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, I like. Sour cream, chat. I don't like sour cream. I hate sour cream. I hate ranch dressing. And that's pretty much it. Those are like some of the only things I really don't like. Chat. This is like out of like the things that I really don't like. Those two are definitely one of them. Let's spread the scripture, Miss Astra. I laugh so hard when Astra says she went to college. What do you mean you laugh when you say I went to college? What? I have a degree, bitch. I have an associate's degree. What do you mean? Well, you was a trade school. Okay, same diff. Same diff. Oh, I didn't get... What, you didn't go to a university. Oh, you didn't spend $100,000 going to a university for a job that's gonna get taken by AI. Oh, what? You didn't take out a $100,000 loan for 4 years of your life just so that you can get a fucking piece of paper that doesn't get you a job anywhere because AI took them all. Oh, yeah, you didn't go to college. I laugh when you didn't go to college. You didn't go to university. I have a degree. It's more useful than fucking computer science, dude. My degree is more valuable than a computer science degree right fucking now. I'll tell you that much. I'd rather have a degree in useful skill like diesel tech than a degree in like gender studies. This is true. There are no community schools in the U.S. actually. What? I don't think that's true. Send me your AC, Astra. Well, no, because you can't, because it's political in Europe. You're not allowed to have AC in Europe. It's too political. It's like, it's sort of like drinking Bud Light in America. You can't do it anymore because it's political. And now you can't have AC in Europe. That's how it works. So you're just gonna have to, cook. You're just gonna have to cook a little bit. Hi, Wiki. I like how she like responds to me vocally. Hello. Astra, you gotta send me your AC. I ain't paying an extra 300 quid. You know, and a window unit is like $200, right? You could, for $200, you could buy a window unit, right? Actually, wait, I forgot, because in Europe, you can't, the windows in Europe are like, they're stupid, and they open the wrong way, and so you can't put an AC unit in them because they're broken and bad. Damn, Europe is so cucked. It's so fucked up. They're not cheap here, man. I don't know why that's one of those things that I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I really don't understand. Like, AC is like one of the most important inventions of all time. Like, we created AC, and we like it. You know, we couldn't like have modern society without AC, right? Like, we couldn't build semiconductors. We couldn't build like computers. We couldn't build computer chips. We couldn't build AI. AI is dependent on AC, chat. All of our modern technology is dependent on AC. And yet, for some reason, in Europe, they're just like, the Americans made something that's good, and that's like actually just so goddamn good that it's just amazing. No, we can't let them have that. We can't let them have a win. We're gonna have to boycott AC. And so, like, it's been like 100 years since you guys have made that decision, and now you're sitting over there in, like, modest heat, okay? 80 degrees Fahrenheit is not hot, but in Europe, it's like, oi, bruv, it's 30 degrees Celsius outside. I'm cooking here, mate. You never had a heat wave like this. And it's like, bro, it's called AC, dude. It's not expensive. It's not hard to make. It's not hard to get. Just fucking put it in your goddamn house and just be not miserable. I don't understand. It's like, no, bro, we can't let the Americans have that, so we're gonna have to cook inside our house here. See, we are so dedicated to our anti-AC that we made our windows incapable of having a window unit installed. That's how anti-air conditioning. That's how anti-air conditioning we are. Bro, dude, I don't understand it. I just don't. I don't understand that. It's like if a country was like, yeah, we're just gonna not do penicillin. Yeah, we're just not gonna do it. Penicillin? That's not, we're not letting them have that win. So exactly what I said 10 seconds ago, very accurate. That even most European hospitals don't have AC. That's just crazy, dude. It's crazy. Don't a lot of people die per year of heat strokes in Europe? And this is entirely preventable. Like over 100,000 people a year die of heat stroke in Europe. Like, you couldn't solve this issue with a little Freon? Like, come on, bro. Yeah, like, I don't get it. It's like you adopted, like, some of the technology. Like, you all have refrigerators. You are already using the technology. You're not... Like, everybody's like, I don't want to use AC because it's bad for the environment. You're already using a refrigerator. You are too EP to understand. What do you mean? Why do I low-key believe that she's too good at this bullshit? Bullshitting. What? She's too good at bullshit? I'm being legit, dude. This is legit. Got a license for that. Cool air. Oi, you look a little too cool. You look like you're not hot enough. You got a license for that air conditioning. Wait, is this true? I'm pretty sure, like, legitimately, like, a lot of people die per year of heat stroke. BBC, more than 2,700 people may have died in exceptional May and June heat waves in England. That's just in May and June. And that's just England and Wales. That's not including the rest of Europe. Dude. Hold on, we need to get some fact checking here. Let me look this up, chat. How many people die a year of heat stroke in Europe? Funny, and more people die of heat stroke per capita in the US than Europe. 175,000 Europeans die of heat stroke every year, according to the WHO. That's crazy. 170,000. That's ridiculous. Okay, now how many people die of heat stroke in a year in the US? Between 1999 and 2020, annual deaths range from 297 to 1,153. Dude. What? Oh my god. That's literally... How much percentage more is that? What? How much a percentage more is 175,000 compared to 1,000? It's 175 times. It's 17,000% more. You have 17,000% more heat deaths in Europe than in America. Bro, what are you guys doing? Install the AC, bro. It's not that fucking... It's not worth that. Dude, 170,000 people is like a tragic event. That's like a big deal. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have a question. How many... Okay. In an American house, your AC is probably 50% of your energy usage a month, though. Yeah, 170,000 people, though, dude. I feel like it's worth the energy to not have 170,000 people die. So, okay. Everybody in the... Okay. 44,000 people died of firearms per year. That's like average is about like, let's say 50,000 people per year die of firearms in America. And Europe is over here being like, I can't believe you have those Lego there. So many people die of it. It just seems needless that all those people have to die because it's legal there. And meanwhile you guys have fucking like 3 times that many people die from the sun. Chat, the sun is killing you guys. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? That's why, I mean, older ones are banned, but some people think it's all AC that are banned, which is not true. That's insane, dude. I get one for $300 at Best Buy 2 weeks ago. That was the kind of what the frig kind of price they got over there. I mean, $300 is not that crazy for an AC unit. I mean, like, you could have... imagine the average power draw of every house in the UK suddenly doubled. That is what would happen if everybody got AC. Well, maybe you guys should have thought about that, huh? Maybe you guys should have built a power grid that can handle it. Maybe you guys shouldn't have relied on solar panels and windmills to create your energy so that you could fucking properly cool down your houses and not die every year. Hey, Moogie. Oh, hello, Moogie. Hello, Moogie. I've heard people are stealing AC units because it's so bad. One guy bought one and it was stolen en route to his home, so they had to ship him another one while he's in England. Dude, that's tragic. Europeans have a duty to die so other countries can build coal power plants. Would you give up guns for AC? Probably not. UK has free healthcare. It doesn't matter if you have free healthcare if you're dying of heat stroke. You're literally sitting there in your bed, sweating your ass off in a heat wave, being like, at least we got free healthcare. At least we got free healthcare, isn't it? At least when we go to the hospital, we don't have to pay anything, isn't it? And you're just sitting there like... dying, literally dying of heat stroke. Oi mate, I think I might need to go to the hospital because I'm having a wee bit of a heat stroke here. Alright mate, let's go down to the hospital. Oi, it's gonna be 3 days before we can get seen. Shit. 3 days later, everybody's dead because of the heat. Dude. I'm sorry, I'm clowning on Europe right now, but I feel like this is a warranted clown. There's no reason for 170,000 people to die every year when you could just get AC. Like, the energy cost. Dude, everybody in America has AC, and we pay it. We pay the energy costs, right? And we're still the richest country on earth. You guys can do it. If you just put your heads to it, chat, I believe you guys could do it. All the nice hotels have AC for refugees? That's crazy. Anyone in the US has full access to healthcare. This is true. They can't deny you healthcare. If you're dying and you go to the hospital, they legally cannot deny you care. They can't turn you away because you can't pay. And you don't have to and fun fact, this is not legal advice, but you don't have to pay medical bills. That's actually true, but that's not legal advice, and don't listen to me. You could just like kill about 150 Americans die from cold every year. Do 150,000 Americans die of cold every year? Is that true? Guac, is that true? Guac, is this true? How many people die of the cold in the US every year? I think a lot of them are homeless or in the north. Health insurance is completely different, that access to health insurance. Almost 30% of Americans are already on government health care. Medical trigger. Okay. In recent years, about 1,000 to 2,500 people a year died in the United States from exposure to excessive cold or hypothermia. Compare that to Europe. Who said how many people die a year of cold? 150 people die from cold every year? Bro, that's so off. You're approximately 107. You're approximately 17,000% off. Let's see. So if you're actually comparing hypothermia deaths, the US sees around 1,000 to 2,500 annually, while compared to European figures really aren't available because it's reporting difference. If you're comparing total deaths, health impact of cold weather, Europe's estimated burden is on the order of hundreds of thousands of deaths. Wait, if you're comparing the total health impacts of cold weather, Europe's estimated burden is on the order of hundreds of thousands of deaths per year, roughly 360,000 annually, far exceeding the direct hypothermia count because it uses a broader epidemiology term. A key caveat is that many online comparisons mix these two definitions. For example, comparing US hypothermia deaths with Europe's cold attributed deaths, that does not apply. Okay. Well, what is the US cold attributable deaths? Grok made by Elon Husi. This is why Europe is. I'm not even using Grok. I'm using ChatGPT. That's the funny part. I'm not using Grok. You can get those, get the hose to vent out any sort of window in some other way. Yeah, you can get, there's a lot of options for AC. Okay. So if you use the same definition that is often used for Europe, all deaths statistically attributed to cold temperatures, not just hypothermia, the best recent estimate for the United States are on the order of 70,000. Okay. A recent cardiovascular analysis estimated about 25,000 cardiovascular deaths alone, each attributed to cold temperature, illustrating the supplies. So 70,000 people, 70,000 people a year die in America from cold. And 360,000 people die a year of cold in Europe. So that's like triple. That's legitimately like, that's not even triple. That's like quadruple the deaths. But okay, so Europeans have a population of 740 million, and the United States has a population of 340 million. Okay, so if you So Europe has like 3 times the cold deaths per year, but only twice the population? Question mark. A lot of people die from the cold in the war-torn countries. That makes more sense. If you're because if you're like including Ukraine, but is Ukraine in Europe? I don't really think Ukraine's in Europe. I mean, yeah, I guess it is actually. That's a reasonable summary. So the U.S. has 212 cold attributable deaths per million people per year, and Europe has 486 cold attributable deaths per million people per year. So, like, per capita, Europe has about twice the cold deaths that America has. And, like, 10 times the heat deaths. So, I don't... Listen, bro. All I'm saying, Europe, is that we need to have a discussion, okay, Europe? We need to have a discussion on this. And we need to get you guys some fucking air conditioning. We need to get you guys some climate control over there in Europe, because that is ridiculous. You're twice as likely to freeze your balls off in the EU, basically. Yeah. Just ask for per capita. It gave it to me. It's literally like twice. It's like 218 in America and 460 in Europe. There's parts of Russia, too. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of unfair, though, because if you're counting Ukraine into that... Because Ukraine, obviously, like, I don't think it counts, though. I don't think they're counting Ukrainian soldier deaths, because that's different, right? That's a little bit different. England has some smoking hot femboys, though. Like, 2. you guys have, like, 2 of them. Thank you, Astra. I'm sorry, Disco. You should move to the U.S., Disco. It's better. I think we have AC here, and we have, Mexican food. We have Mexican food and air conditioning. It's pretty great. Might consider it. We'll see. Listen, guys, if you don't elect the bin, then I would move. The only reason I would stay is if you elect that fucking bin, because that is hilarious, and I want the bin to win. I want him to win so badly, chat. You have no idea. I don't even care about like England politics, or I don't really care about anything that has to do with anything about that election other than the bin. I want the bin to win. I love the bin. Mexican food plus AC is better than warm beer and Marmite. Exactly, dude. Have you ever had a Mexican beer? They're pretty good. Literal trash bin is better than British politicians, dude. I mean, I don't think that's unique to England, though. I'm pretty sure a bin is better than most politicians anywhere you go. I don't think that you know what? I'll give you that one, chat. I don't think, I think that one's, we got that problem in the US, too. I'm not gonna lie. It'd be so funny if he won. I know. Would they even do, like, weren't they talking in Parliament or something about, like, changing the rules so that if he did win, he wouldn't have to take off the bin? Because that is so funny. Like, he's not gonna win, but man, do I want him to win. Hi, Moogie. Remember Count Binface ran for a mayor of London a few years ago? Didn't win. Well, the point isn't to win. Like, Count Binface is... That's not his goal. He doesn't want to win. I bet you anything that Count Binface doesn't want to win. That's not what he's doing. That is the one thing about English politics that I will say that is better than American politics, is you guys have a legitimate phenomenon where people will consistently make joke characters to run for government with, just so they can stand on the same stage as, like, legit politicians and look absolutely ridiculous. And I love it. That, honestly, that is, like, the best thing about British politics I've ever seen, is the fact that they literally just take the piss out of it, and it's great. I just think it's, the idea is funny. Hey, Moogie. Multiple UK parties is an American two-party system. technically America has more parties than just the two-party system. That's just culturally we only elect two parties. Don't blame me, I voted for Count Dankula. We once had a Danish comedian become minister in the Danish House of Parliament by running a campaign on bigger Xmas gifts and better wind on the bicycle paths. Did he fulfill his promises though? Did he? Did he get bigger Xmas gifts and did he get better wind on bicycle paths? Like, did he? Like, honestly, I would have been, if that was my politician, I would have been happy if he just put like a big ass fan on the bicycle paths, right? Because in Denmark, well, Denmark's not like Netherlands. In the Netherlands, they have a ton of bike paths in the Netherlands. That would be easy in the Netherlands. Because, like, all you have to do is just put a big-ass fan. And there's so many bike paths everywhere. Like, realistically, you're gonna get more wind on the bike paths if you just have one big-ass fan. I don't know how that is in Denmark, though. I don't know if you guys have much, I don't know if you guys have as much, bike paths as, like Amsterdam. Fun fact, the last election is the first time we got out of a two-party system dominance. Well, no, I feel like, because there was a couple different parties that did well beforehand. Like, there's been a couple times in American history where, like, a third-party candidate had legitimately, like, a voice. This is the last election, though, that there was legitimately, like, 3 candidates for a time. Hi, Moogie. Not quite as much as the Netherlands, but we're up there. Well, so see, there you go. So you just get a big-ass fan. Get a big-ass fan, couple big-ass fans, put them on the bike paths. You got your wind on your bike paths, and then you just, if I was him, I would build, like, a big box. I would build, like, a big box, and I would, like... What are you eating, Mookie? What are you eating? Did you, like, eat a thing of home? Oh. There you go, Moogie. It's okay. Oh, it's okay. 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 Yeah. There you go. Let it all out, Moogie. Let it all out. Ew. Okay. Okay, that's gross. I gotta clean that up. Hold on, chat. That is disgusting. Oh, I don't want to get towels, chat. Fuck. Chat. Hairball. I think she just ate too much or something. I don't know. But that's nice. That's really nice. That's really nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God damn it. This is what I get for talking about politics on stream, chat. And this is, you guys brought me into this. Nice. Right on the chair. chat. There we go. Mugi did puke a little bit. Those fast food napkins? Dude, I'm out of paper towels, alright? Give me a break. I don't have any paper towels right now. As Mugi's opinion of the electoral college system. Probably get a rag with detergent to whip it up down so it doesn't, the smell doesn't stick. A rag with detergent? I don't have detergent. I mean, I guess I have laundry detergent. I don't know how else to do that. Clean up on aisle 6 and 7. Don't you blame us? You can't stop at any time you're streaming. You could have. Let's not talk about politics, but you did it. It's your fault. But you guys brought it on. You guys, it was totally your fault. Did you get it off your skirt? I don't think she really got any on the skirt. I think we're good on the skirt front. I think we're good. Yeah, she doesn't have a rag, detergent, or even water. Listen, I put some napkins under there. I'll soak it up, and I got this on, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay, hold on. I actually gotta. It's like in the. Ew. Get some laundry detergent and wipe down, or else that smell's gonna get trapped. What, like pour it on a rag and wipe it down? Is that what you're saying? What are you telling me to do? Laundry detergent? The only thing I use laundry detergent for is laundry. What? Good job taking care of your special baby. Sometimes she needs it. Needs a little bit of special extra care. Chat, if you're gonna own a cat, you really can't get mad when it throws up on your shit. Like, there's people out there, you know, it's like a big red flag for me is if something like if your animal does something that's kind of like shitty and then it's like gross, right? And you get like genuinely mad at the animal, that's like a red flag for me. So it's not like the chair's made out of fabric. Yeah, but like when it's in a washing machine, it's like being like, what? You literally want me to get a rag, put laundry detergent on the rag, wipe it down with the laundry detergent, but then I'm gonna have laundry detergent on the seat, and I'm not gonna be able to clean it off because when it's in a washing machine, you get the rinse cycle. I can't rinse it. What do you want me to do, Taco? This is Astra cleans the chair stream. Small amount of detergent and water and mix until it's dissolved and dip a rag in that. Okay. Okay. You know what, chat? Fine. Your little like science experiment. Okay. This skirt is so dangerously close. Did you guys think I wanted to pour it on the shirt? That's what I thought! I don't have enough rags for this chat. Alright, here we have laundry detergent. need more things to do this, but hold on, chat. I need to look. Alright, well, I'm out of paper towels, but I do have this other towel that I'll use. You already did you dilute it? I did. I diluted it with hot water. Gotta get closer on this outfit. This towel is gonna smell nice for a moment. Oh. Careful, Astra, careful. But actually, looking back, like something I gotta grab her. Because I gotta, this skirt is dangerous, chat. I don't have, you see how much room I'm working with this skirt? Did you see what I'm working with here? This is not enough, alright? Okay. I think that's good. I think that's good, chat. I think we're good, Dave. I think that's good. Okay. Ugh. Rather than take it off, don't wear anything. But the outfit redeem? What outfit redeem? What happened? Redeem fit check? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do fit check. Oh. Fit check. Okay. Okay, chat. Very nice recurring fit. And the skirt spins nicely. I know, right? It's a good outfit. You looked very comfortable cleaning up the mess. Listen, chat, sometimes when you have a disabled kitty, you gotta clean up some messes, okay? That's just how it goes. If you're gonna get a kitty, realistically, if you're gonna get an animal, you gotta be prepared to do that in general, but especially if you're gonna get like a disabled kitty. Out of breath from cleaning. Astra cleans cat puke up on stream. Damn, dude, she just like puked all over the chair there. As a clip. That is a clip of all time. You're so hot, you're so hot your theme song should simply be irresistible. Kinda sad how a few femboys trans girls can do a good skirt spin now. I know, it's a lost art, chat. It's really a lost art. Is it worth it? Let me work if I put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. What? What? Did I ask that she's not wearing safety shirts? I don't blame her. Listen, dude, it's like, what? If I did a full-blown skirt spin right now, skirt spin right now, if I did it full strength, you guys, it would 100% like not be good for me, okay? Okay, chat, it would not be good for me. Alright, it's like hot in here. Turn the fan on. No, actually, let me go turn on my AC too. Fuck. Skirt spin, what the fuck? It's usually clean if you let it dry first? No, because then it's harder to clean if it's dry. It's been 10k channel points, a bit much to be honest. I don't know, channel points aren't real, chat. Keep the health work up, you look amazing. We need to talk about the amount of attention you're getting, or lack thereof. You need more, need someone more active in your life, baby. Don't get mad, I'm just saying. What, like what? Like... What? I don't even know what you're saying. Like, are you saying I need to exercise more? Are you calling me fat? Are you calling me fat? You need me to exercise more? Is that it? It's fucked up. Was there a bike update? Well, you were here last night, Savvy. There hasn't really been an update since last night. I had developed a plan. Like, I know what I'm gonna do to it. I was gonna do it this morning, but then I didn't. And then I was gonna do it today, but then I woke up too late, and then I didn't. It's one of those issues where it's just like, I have to coordinate it with my shower, because I know I'm gonna get unbelievably sweaty when I go out there and work on it, and so I just have to, like, work on it, and then just have a shower ready to go after I'm done working on it. Fat. So there's another update. Well, I did figure some stuff out. The biggest issue I have with the bike right now is that it's, I don't know how to tune it properly. Or at least I don't know if something else is wrong with it. Like, I'm afraid that there's a vacuum leak somewhere, or that there's a problem with, like, the carburetor. I'm just really, really hoping I don't have to take the carburetor back off. Because that would suck really badly if I had to take the carburetor back off, chat. It would suck really badly. But, like, right now, it's just not running very well. Like, it runs... It's weird, because, like, when I first got it, it runs way better than when I first got it. Like, when I first got it, like, didn't run for shit. It, like, was really bad, really unhappy. And it was running on, like, one cylinder, because, like, it was just really bad. But since then, I've replaced spark plugs, I've done valve adjustment, I've rebuilt the carburetors, I've synced the carburetors, I've done a whole bunch of other shit. Oil change, blah, 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 all that good stuff, and it runs a lot better. Like, nowadays, when I turn it on, it idles super nice, it just runs a lot better, and you can actually drive it. The issue is, like, I got from, like, up until, like, 45% throttle. That's kind of all the throttle I have. Anything past, like, 40% throttle, it just starts gurgling and not being happy, and just being unhappy and not good. And on deceleration, it pops, like, a ton on deceleration. So I either have to, it's either a vacuum leak, and I have to, like, figure that the fuck out, or I just need to adjust the carburetor. Hopefully, ideally, I just need to turn the screw on the carburetor to give it a little bit more fuel. I think it's lean, so I'm gonna try to give it some more fuel. Like, I'm gonna try to richen the mixture and hope that works, but I don't really know if it will, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that's it. The other problem I have with it is that the whole thing is crooked on the front end. So, like, if I'm going straight, my handlebars are, like, turned a little bit like that if I'm going straight. And I thought that was just the handlebars themselves at first when I first got the bike. But after I installed the new handlebars, they're still crooked, and I know the handlebars aren't crooked now. It's actually, like, deeper than that. So now I have to, like, loosen the axle, like, the, triple tree bolts. I have to loosen, like, the fender bolts and everything. Like, I basically have to loosen the entire front end of the bike and then, like, bounce on it and then, like, do tricks on it. And then I have to, like, tighten everything back up and hopefully that will fix it. And if that doesn't fix it, then I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm gonna do if that doesn't fix it. But that should hopefully fix it. But, you know. Do you put the exhaust back on or running no exhaust? I'm running no exhaust right now. I'm not worrying about the exhaust until it's running and driving in a consistent way. Which one works? The Rebel works, but it's not safe. It sounded great in the video. Well, it sounds pretty good. Like, it's, again, it's like, I don't know if you guys can hear, like, maybe I can, like, show you guys on here, but, like, it's definitely running a lot better than it was when I first started working on it. Like, we're definitely in a way better position than when I first started working on it. Like, it runs a million times better than that, but it's still not tuned right. Like, it runs better, it's just not tuned correctly. I should not have Googled anything. What did you Google? What? Astra's doing a wheelie in her neighborhood, and the neighbors are like, damn, I thought I was wild when I was young. That bike can't do a wheelie, man. You think 400cc, 40 horsepower can do a wheelie? No. Did you change any of the old hoses lines? There's not many hoses or lines to replace. Other than, like, the brake lines, like, I replaced that. I replaced the throttle cables, I replaced the brake line, I replaced the fuel line. Crooked motorcycle handlebars are usually caused by twisted fork tubes in the triple clamp, bent handlebars rises, or physically bent handlebars. See, that was, I think I had all of those problems, except for maybe the handlebar risers are bent too. I don't know if the handlebar risers are bent. If the handlebar risers are bent, I'm not worried about that, because handlebar risers are not expensive. Like it's like 20 bucks. I can get a new set of handlebar risers, so that's not a big deal. I know it's not the handlebars. The handlebars were bent, though. The originals were bent. But I know the current handlebars I have are not bent. And I know... And that's pretty much it. But if I go and I fix the risers, that's only going to be like 20 bucks to fix. I'm not really too worried about that. The main thing is if the forks themselves are bent. That's like the big issue. Now, forks for this bike aren't like super crazy expensive. So it's like, even if that is the case, it's not going to be like the end of the world if I have to replace the forks. But the problem is like... I don't think I'll have to, ideally. Hopefully the forks themselves aren't bent, they're just crooked. Because if you get in enough, like, of a fall, and it, like, you know, fucks up your front end enough, the forks can get twisted in the triple clamp. And so now the forks are twisted in there. They're not bent, they're twisted. So by loosening everything and kind of shaking it up, that should make things straighten out a little bit more, hopefully. And so then I can hopefully fix it. If that doesn't fix it, then we're buying new fucking forks. You can definitely do a wheelie in a 50cc in a Mario Kart. In Mario Kart, you're using the OG risers? I am. I guess I could get new I could just buy new risers for it if I really wanted to. I could just get some new risers. But, like, let me look at this. Let me go to eBay real quick. Lost stream. Hold on. DM400 forks. Like, this isn't even, like, that bad. Like, this is the whole front end for 130 bucks. This is not bad, chat. This is really not that bad. Probably not gonna buy this one, but like the forks really are like, it's like $100 for new fork tubes. So if like the fork tubes really were bent, then it's really not that big of a deal. 350 bucks. It's not bad at all. $60 ground shipping, so it's still $100. Basically, it's just $100. You're gonna spend $100 if you're gonna be fucking doing this shit. That's about fair. Basically, it comes down to, I really hope that the triple clamp itself is not fucked up. That's kind of my biggest worry. But even then, like, what is this? This is 200 bucks. I could buy this whole new setup for under 200 bucks. And this is, like, the most expensive one I found. And it looks pretty decent condition. So, like, for 200 bucks, I could have, essentially, a whole new front end. So I guess it's not the worst, chat. It's not the worst. It's not really that bad. This is like the thing about like old Hondas. I remember like my dad used to say that you'd be surprised at how much this shit costs for old Honda parts. But dude, it's like you cannot get any. Like $100 for a whole new front end is not bad, chat. That is really not bad. Completely new forks for, or not completely new forks, but you know, new forks for $100. It's not terrible, chat. It's not terrible. It's really not. It's really not that bad. It's really not that bad, honestly. I want to get this. I don't know why. I'm on a Vocaloid kick, chat. Thank you, Taco, for getting us up to Jen. I wish 10 Muses is here so he can just donate a ton of money. I wish. If you're skilled enough, you can do a wheelie on most motorcycles. Do a wheelie on a Goldwing, I dare you. I'd love to see you do a wheelie on a Goldwing. Are they new or new, though? They're quote-unquote new, but I don't care if they're brand. I don't need brand new forks. I just need forks that are good enough. Because you can rebuild forks. Like, I can put new fork oil in there. I can put new seals in there. I can rebuild a fork and make it brand new, essentially. So long as it's straight and not, you know, fucked up, then we're totally fine. Giant Tess already dropped 1K on Astra to fix up her motorcycle. And are we not there, chat? Are we not, like, almost there? I drove it yesterday. I feel like we're in the final stretch of it, right? Because, like, it's driving now. Like, I can go and drive it. Like, right now, I could go turn it on and drive it around the fucking block. I think that's progress, chat. I've been, like, that bike has been on, like, its center stand, and, like, without its wheels on for, like, 3 months straight. But now we're back on the road. And you know what? That's not bad. I think it just needs a little bit more TLC. It needs a little bit more tuning. It needs a little bit more fine tuning to get it set up exactly the way I want it to be exactly good. But if all that's in between me and having like a completely fine bike is $200 for new forks, that's not that bad, Joe. It's really not bad. It's really not that bad, Joe. It's like it's really not that bad. Bike is 75% there. Not even 75%. It's like 95%. Like literally all I have to do, chat, is straighten the handlebars, tune the carburetors, and install the exhaust. That's it. That's it, chat. That's all I have to do. And put on the fairing and the saddlebags. But like a lot of that shit is like, you know, cosmetic, so. Does seem to be coming along. It is coming along. And progress is being made on it, chat. I was making a little parody of your message to see if something happens, but... Have you found anyone to take care of the what? Oh. Did you not know, Jens? Have you not been here? Did you not know? The Beamer is no more, chat. Weren't you selling it? I was selling it. Until it sold. Oh my god, Savvy Fair! What the fuck? Besides the prototype box and movie Bart, please get a new front for the bike so it's not crooked. Thank you so much, Savvy Fair, for the $200. Oh my god, thank you. Holy shit. Savvy Fair political pass has been renewed. What were you talking about socialism again, Savvy Fair? I love it. I love... Comrade. My political opinion is for sale, comrade. Thank you, Savvy Fair. Hell yes, comrade. I too love communism, comrade. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You can tell I'm Russian because of my Adidas socks. Нет. Oh, suka. We are Russian. Hello. Read that as 2000 for a sec. Okay, word for you. Gee, I wish it was 2000, but no, I thank you so much, Savvy. Savvy, the sugar daddy. Now, Say socialism is sometimes okay in certain circumstances. No. That's gonna cost you another 200, man. You got that one's another 200. Fuck, dude. That's funny. Anyway, chat. Thank you, Savvy Fair, for the 200 bucks. That really helps a lot. I will see. I don't know. I'm definitely will buy the new forks if I need it. I don't know if the forks are bent though. The front end might be totally fine. Like, I don't want to spend $200 on a whole new front end if the front end's fine. Because you gotta understand, chat, it's entirely possible that the forks are just twisted inside the triple clamp. And so all I have to do is just loosen everything up and bounce on it, you know, crazy style, and then tighten everything back down, and it might fix it. But if it doesn't, now we're good. So chat, so I think we're good. Also, I need a new battery, so I'll probably just go ahead and buy that. All fairness, that rifle is used by pre-communist Russia. I mean, it was mostly used by communist Russia, and this one specifically was built by communist Russia, so I mean, I feel like it's fine. I mean, you can make the argument that this wasn't. This would, well, actually, because this is a Russian Makarov. I have a Czech Makarov that was actually used by the Czech police, but this is a civilian model. I don't know when this was made. I have no idea when this was made. I don't know if this was made pre-92 or not. So this may have been not made by the communists. I don't know. It may have been made by the communists, though. This, however, was made in 1954, so this was 100%. This is a full commie gun right here, because this is... I have some that are a little bit older. Oh, never mind. This is 1934. My bad. But I don't know if you can see this, chat. I don't know if you can see this. You can actually... You can actually see it's got the hammer and sickle on it. This is definitely a Russian communist-made weapon. $1930 for Nagant. Let's go. I thought it was 54 for some reason. I think, you know, I think the reason why I thought it was 54 is because I have another Mosin that is a 1950s Mosin. This one's the 1930s Mosin, though. It says Russian. The owner of the weapon is required to defend Marxist-Leninism for all time. That's what it says. Bike batteries are pretty expensive, but you can buy cheap ones if you look for, but most of the time the cheaper ones aren't really worth it. I just want one that's black because the white battery you can see slightly through the panel, so I want one that's black so it's not as noticeable. That's all I have. That's my only requirement for a battery. Honestly, like a bad battery, like I usually keep my jump pack with me when I'm on my bike. And because bikes are kind of easy, like, even if you don't have a jump pack and and your battery's completely omega dead, all you have to do is jump start the bike. You just have to kickstart it, and that's fine. You don't really need to have like a crazy good battery, I don't think. Your goal overlay is turned off? Why is it? There we go. Badass gun for a badass chick. You would carry your long guns on your bike? Probably not, but I could. I get it, because like with this one, I don't have a sling for this one. But if I had a sling, you know, like I could probably carry a long gun. Because like my Galil here would be really easy to carry on the bike. Because like the Galil. Okay, this one. Okay, well that's not a good spot for that. Hold on. You know, we're just gonna hold this. I'm just gonna do it like that, right? Like this one I could 100% carry on my back. See how like it's pretty, you know, it's a long gun, but since it has a folding stock, it's pretty good. Like I could definitely have this on my back. I've thought about doing that and like going to the range and making a video where I like put this on my back and go to the range and shoot some targets and then like film it and motovlog it, and I think that'd be a fun video. Most bike batteries are in a box and not really not in the sun. But of course, not all. Well, it's in the box. It has like a battery box. Like I have a spot to put the battery, but it sticks out slightly from the side panel. And so you can actually see the bottom of the battery even with the side panel in place. So if it's white, it looks kind of off, but if it's like black, it kind of blends in a little bit better. God, what kind of bike batteries are there? Like, motorcycle battery. This is my rifle, this is my gun, this is for fighting, this is for fun. Okay, hold on, let me go. Amazon. Box can help with reflecting heat away from the battery. This is true. Motorcycle battery. Power Sports, $23. Something's telling me that's not a good battery to get. What is the best motorcycle battery I could get? This one's $130. Do I need to spend $130 on a motorcycle battery? That seems excessive. Oh my god, it even has like a display on the top of it. Look at chat. You can see like it tells you the voltage on top of it. That's kind of neat. I think that's a little bit excessive though. Like maybe something like this, maybe. Like really like this is kind of what I'm looking for. Like something like this is perfect. I don't see shit. Oh. Advantage of white batteries is they don't get as hot in direct sunlight. Well, they shouldn't be in direct sunlight, regardless. 200 on car batteries. Yeah, well, that's how much a car battery costs. But this is, I wonder, yeah. Something like that. It's like 50 bucks. This is not bad. This might be what I go with. I don't know if this will work with my specific thing, so I have to double check that this will work for my specific motorcycle. But yeah, because it has to be this right size. I don't know if this one will be it, to be fair. Oh, what? If I look this up. C400C battery. I think that's the same one I got last time I got a battery. Is it good? Would you buy it again? Oh, this one's not bad either. I wonder if this one's any good. Or I wonder if it's overpriced. I don't know. I'll do some research. I'll figure it out. Last car battery was 110. That's pretty cheap for a car battery. For a long time in my RX-7, I had like this AGM Marine battery. It's huge. Expensive. I think the gel-based batteries have the biggest temperature range and can also handle the biggest being turned upside down or on its side. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully it won't have to do that. I don't think I need like a fancy battery or anything. I think I just need a basic battery. I mean, remember, chat, this isn't, you know, I think heat especially is probably going to be more of a concern on a bike that has a lot more going on electrically. Like on a new bike that has a bunch of shit running off the battery, like a computer, there's going to be a lot more amps being drawn from the battery. And the more amps you're drawing from the battery, the hotter it's going to get. But I have an old Honda that's got a very, very basic electrical system. I don't think that the battery is going to have that much of a hard time keeping up. I don't think it's gonna, yeah, I live in Florida, it's hot here, but I don't think it's that hot that the battery's gonna die. The batteries are more resilient than you might think. And it's not like it's in direct sunlight either. Gel batteries can handle up to 135 Fahrenheit? Well, it doesn't usually get that hot here. I used to rarely run on battery except for ignition. Yeah. Well, you don't even need like for my bike, it doesn't even need a battery if you get it started. And then once it's running, and then you don't need like, you don't need it after that, it's good. See, she talks like a college grad. See, I told you. Your phone battery can get overheated, so can batteries. Yeah, it can, but there's a difference between, like, the lithium-ion battery in your phone and a liquid acid battery in your car, right? There's a pretty big difference, and they have different operating ranges, and it's like, you can leave your phone... Like, I've been recording myself working on the bike, right? And what's happened a couple times is my phone overheats. And that happens. Like, if you're recording, you're doing something kind of high power. That's gonna draw a lot of power. And you're in an already hot climate. Yeah, your phone can overheat. But, like, a car battery is it's definitely not as susceptible to heat as, like, your phone battery is. I mean, it's not like it's not susceptible. Like, it can go bad. But I just don't think, like, the instance, like, I'm not gonna spend 50% more money on a battery just to avoid the, like, extremely niche like scenario where it's like, my battery overheated because I didn't buy the battery that could handle more heat. It's like, what am I gonna do where, like, the battery is that fucking hot that it can't run? Is your sister okay? Earthquakes in Japan? Are there earthquakes in Japan? I don't know. I haven't heard from it. Imagine I would know if something happened, but... I started my bike to get to the doctor the day I found out I needed leg surgery. Lol. Fuck. That's fucking sucks. Car batteries and shit are on the shadow under the hood. Motorcycle batteries are somewhat out in the sun and heat, and if it's black, can get multiple hot. Yeah, but it's not out in the sun. It's being blocked. It's like covered by the side panel. It's not directly in the sun. It's not directly in the heat. It's got. I have a side cover panel for it. Maybe if I can show you guys. I don't know if I can show you guys. That's what I'm talking about here, but. Let's see. Alright, this is a good picture I can show you guys with. Okay, never mind. The site can't provide a secure connection. It's not like I wanted to just see the image anyway. Here we go. So, you see, this is kind of what I'm working with, right? This is sort of basically what I'm working with, chat. I don't know if you can tell, but, the battery is right here underneath the side cover. And you can see how the side cover is this shape, but it doesn't quite reach the battery. See that little bit of white there underneath the side cover? That's the battery. And see how if I had a black battery, that little sliver would just blend in with the rest of the bike and you wouldn't notice it? But because I know what that is, I notice it and like, oh, your battery is slightly exposed right there and I can see it. And I don't like that, chat. I don't like that. So I want a battery that's gonna blend in here and it's not gonna be like... I'm not gonna be able to notice it as easily. But at the same time, it's like, it's still covered in a way where it's not gonna overheat in the sun, right? I'm not worried about it, like, overheating or something like that. It's like, I don't live in the Sahara. Like, if I lived in Arizona, maybe. Because Arizona is fucked, but... Can you paint it? Not the battery. I mean, I guess you could paint the battery, but I probably wouldn't paint the battery. I guess I could just put some electrical tape on it, too. That'd probably also work. You can make a piece of metal that covers entirely and paint it the same color. Maybe. I could just put some... I could wrap the bottom of the battery in electrical tape, and that would also do the job. Flex tape. I suspect if they spell college that way on her degree... All kidding aside, I'm proud of you earning an associate's degree. That shows how you had follow-through. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't use any of it. Like, I didn't use the degree at all, but, you know, it's good to have. Might as well get black battery. I think it's covered enough to survive. I think it is. Or I could just... I'm just gonna buy the battery that's best for it and for the right price that I can get, I can find. Something that's not crazy expensive, but something that's not, like, super dog shit either. I'm gonna find that, and if it's white, then I'll just literally fucking put electrical tape on the bottom of the battery, so it's just that little sliver that sticks out, and so if I just put some electrical tape on it, you won't be able to see it anything. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, chat. It'll be fine. $41 one should be okay. That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. Like 50 bucks, that's kind of my budget, I think. But once I get that, then I'll be able to, like, turn on the bike, and I won't have to jump start it every single time, which would be great. It'd be great not to have to jump start the bike every single time I start it. It's like literally, chat, I was riding my bike the other day and I was like, I was taking it on its maiden voyage, you know what I mean? And I had my jump like pack sticking out of my jacket. Like the little like clamp things were like hanging out of my jacket so they would like hook into my zipper so I could just have my, so I wasn't afraid of it falling out of my jacket. But I literally just had my jump pack like in my like jacket while I was riding because I had to have it because I needed it to start the bike. So like when I went to the gas station I had to jump start the bike again. Since you sold the Beamer, what's the status with your other vehicles? So the Rebel currently is kind of my only realistic mode of transportation at the moment. It's the only thing I can know and rely on to get me to where I want to go. The problem with the Rebel is it's dangerous. It's not safe to drive right now for a couple of reasons. Number one, the chain is bad and needs to be replaced, which I bought the 520 chain on accident. I might be able to just use the 520 chain on the Rebel, so that might happen. But regardless, the Rebel has a bad chain and has really bad tires. Like the Rebel, the tires on the Rebel are fucking dog shit. They're dry rotted, they're low tread, they're awful tires, right? So I need new tires, I need a new chain and I need new sprockets on the Honda Rebel. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet or not, but that's where the Honda Rebel's at. And the other thing is my RX-7. And now, the RX-7 is in a bit of a peculiar position at the moment. Because the RX-7 is in Iowa in a field on a guy's farm. Now, the problem with that is the guy whose farm it's on is like really old and he's got like dementia and apparently he's going downhill like really fast according to what I'm hearing. And there is not an impossible, there's a reality chat where he just says, yeah, I'm just getting rid of all the cars on my land, just go have the scrapper come and take all of them. And because he forgets that it's my cars there, right? That's legit a possibility that I've been made aware of that could happen. And so, right, I know it's there right now. I know that hasn't happened yet. Knock on wood. But it needs to get moved, like, soon. Like, it needs to get moved, like, really soon. So I have to figure out, so I have a couple things. I'm selling my toolbox that's in Iowa, and I might sell the Rebel. But either way, I have got to get, like, $1,500 or $2,000 so that I can go fly up to Iowa, load the RX-7 with as much of my bullshit as I can fit in there from the storage unit, and then hopefully get it running enough to get it out of their property. Like, I don't need to drive it down the street, I just need to be able to drive it onto a trailer. That's all I need to do. So I need to go there, go fucking probably buy a new battery for the RX-7, fucking put a new battery in it, or get it jumped, get the car running. It's sat for 3 years, so who knows if it's gonna run, especially because it has a carburetor. But it's got 2-stroke oil in the fuel, so I'm hoping that helps it, and it helps lubricate it once I start cranking it. But hopefully, ideally, I get there, I throw some air in the tires, I fucking jump start the battery or whatever, and then I run it, and it runs, hopefully, and I can get it and move it, and then I have to pay $1,000 or $1,100 to ship it down here. That's where I'm at right now with the RX-7. And or I could also just sell it. I could sell the RX-7, but I've sort of decided that I really don't want to sell the RX-7. The only reason I'd sell the RX-7 is if I absolutely have to, because I'd rather it I'd rather sell it to somebody who can actually like it and take care of it than it being fucking scrapped by accident. That would be the worst case scenario. So, but I really want it. I really want to get the car home. It's just a matter of, can I go up to Iowa, get this car that's been sitting in the field for 3 years, and get it started enough that I can drive it onto a trailer? If you remade after the stream ends for shits and giggles, sure. Get a trailer with a winch and you can drag the RX-7 up on the trailer? Well, that's not I'm not worried about getting it up on the trailer. The thing is, it's in a field right now and the truck can't get to it. So it needs to move to where the truck can get to it. And I need to be able to drive the RX-7 onto the trailer. Thank you, Velvet Underdog, for the follow. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna, The RX-7 is worth saving. I think so too. Well, the thing about the RX-7, chat, is you have to remember, chat, this is my first car. The RX-7 was my first car. It was my first, like, real, like, thing I was really passionate about. I love that RX-7, like, a lot. And I really don't want to get rid of it. And I would really like to see it. I really want to keep it, and I really want to, like, maintain it. I think there's content to be made with it. I think there's stuff to be done with it. It's not a daily driver, and it's not going to basically replace the motorcycles as a daily driver in any sense, but it would at least be a car that I could go and do shit with, you know. But, so the challenge is just getting it here. How do I get the RX-7 to right here? Or I guess right over there where my driveway is, right? Like, how do I get it down here? And right now, my plan is fly up to Iowa, hopefully pray that, like, the beads hasn't separated from the wheels, and then I can just get some air in the tires, and I can get the fucking thing started enough to move it onto a trailer. That is the hope that I can do that. Because if I get there and I can't do that, then I'm fucked. You're telling me a shrimp fried this rice? Yes. His name is Don Julio, and he fried this rice. The things that RX-7 has seen, dude. Pekka will flip his shit if she sells it too. More like Keith will. Keith will find me and murder me if I sell that car. Frankly, get air into the wheels, drag it with a tractor, and then put a trailer. It doesn't need to run. It does need to run, Jens. The company that would ship it needs it to run. They need to be able to get it on and off the trailer. Or otherwise, I have to get a special... It's going to cost like twice as much if it doesn't run. Because I can get it... First of all, I don't know if the guy at his property has a tractor that I can drag it out with. I might be able to do that. But then I can't get it into the trailer. I need to drive it onto the trailer. If you sell that damn Dorito, I'm leaving. I don't want it. I'm not selling the damn Dorito. I'm not selling the Dorito, okay? It's not. I'm not doing it. I think it has a good chance of running. Like, if I go up there and get it running, I think it has a good chance of actually going and moving. So long as I can get air into the tires and I can get it cranked enough to run, I think it will be fine. I think it will be fine. I might have to bring some starter fluid. I might have to bring some new gas. I might have to bring some, like, hairspray so that I can do that trick. You know, where you, like, put, like, hairspray in under the bead of the tire and then you light it with a match? Like, I could potentially do that. It's a rotor engine, so it barely ran to begin with, so it shouldn't be hard. Yeah, but is the double cost that high? Like, it will cost money to get it to run as well. Not really, it shouldn't really cost that much money to get it to run, but it would be. So there's a company that will get it out of the field for me if I do that, but they cost like 250 bucks just to get it out of the field and move it to a place. Apparently, I could just go and get this company, and they will coordinate with the transport company, and so they will go and get the RX-7 out of the field that it's in, drag it to wherever the transport guy wants to pick it up at, and they'll coordinate it, and they'll get the thing on the thing. And so I have to pay, it would be like an extra some $100. It'd be some, like, probably an extra $300 to do that, I think. But the problem is I would still not be able to pack it with my shit. Part of the reason why I want to get the RX-7 and go there is so that I can get all of the shit that I have in Iowa and put it in the RX-7. Like, I can, if I do that, I can then put all my tools in the RX-7, I can put the fairing and the saddlebags in the RX-7, and as much other shit from my storage unit as I can fit in there in my RX-7, and at that point, I can probably, hopefully, get rid of the storage unit, so I don't have to keep paying $80 a month on that shit. As it's brutal, shit. I don't like paying for that storage unit. And so that's the idea. It's like, if I go up there and do it myself, I can get it running enough, and I can pack it full of my shit. I think it has a good chance of running, though. Make sure you video it if you try to blow up the tires. We need evidence. I will, of course, video it. What other important stuff is in the storage unit? Just a bunch of shit that I don't want to lose, you know? Don't forget the lube, lol. We'll probably end up having to clean out the jets of the carburetor as well, as the fuel have clumped up in there. It's possible. It's possible that's the case. But honestly, that car is a trooper. I just have a feeling that it will run. That will just turn on. Like, yeah, I might have to throw some, starter fluid at it, but honestly, chat, that thing's a beast. I have to say, chat, that thing has been the most reliable car I've ever owned. There has not been a single car that has been more reliable and manageable than that car. I remember before I parked it to where it was at, it sat for like 6 months. And it sat for like 6 months before I moved it to where it's currently at now. And it sat, and it just started right up. No complaints. It sat for like half a year. Turn the key. It just immediately goes. The thing is so fucking turnkey. I love that car, man. Don't you forget to squirt some 2-stroke oil down the spark plug holes. There's already 2-stroke oil in the field, so it should be okay. It's a shame the move to Florida was so rushed. Yeah. I think it is content. Can I go up to Iowa? Femboy goes to the middle of nowhere in the middle of the country to fish out this fucking RX-7. Did you pull the battery? I disconnected the battery. I didn't pull it out. I probably should have pulled it out and had it been left with my grandparents and like had them have it on a trickle charger this whole time. But it's not been connected, at least. It's just been sitting there in a car in a field. But my guess is 3 years. Going through 3 different winters is probably enough to kill any battery, so... Not an Apex Seal prob, but have been dry for a while now. This is true, but I think we're alright. I think we're alright. Where Lexus gets no love, because I don't like the Lexus. I don't like it. It was an automatic. It was boring. It was gay and boring and lame. I did not like the Lexus Sam I Am. I did not. I did not like that Lexus, and I'm not upset that I sold it. I'm not. You know why? Is because the Lexus was the only way I could move to Florida. The only way I was able to move to Florida at all is because I was able to sell the Lexus to afford it. I could not have afforded to move without selling the Lexus. It was an LS 430, to be fair. If she likes to have a third pedal, she probably would have had it. Probably. But I mean, I literally had to sell it to get to Florida. So wrong with automatic EVs, they're boring and lame. Sell it and come back with a full bank account. Cuddle Bear, I think you're the only one who wants me to sell it right now. If I sold that car, I could get maybe $3 grand out of it, and I would basically be trading. Basically, what I would be doing is I would be trading a RX-7 for like a 2004 Mustang, and I don't think that's worth it. I don't think it's a worthwhile trade. I think it's a bad trade, chat. I think it's a bad trade. I want to see you in a front-wheel drive Hyundai with a CVT just to see how much you would complain about it. The rant would be epic. My mom used to have a Spark with a CVT in it. They're awful. Don't ever get a CVT. How did Astra even drive an LS 430? That's a huge car. It's not that big. I mean, it's just a sedan. It's not that big of a car. It's rear-wheel drive, which was nice, but like it wasn't that big of a car. You remember I have a CDL, right? Can you take off the hat? Listen, Savvy paid $200. I'm keeping the hat on. Comrade. Comrade. The hat's gotta stay on for another 7 minutes. Another 7 minutes at least. Damn. Hot hat. It's ruining the mood. What do you mean it's ruining the mood? What's wrong with my hat? I love my hat. I love my East German communist hat. Leave the hat, take off the top. Leave the hat, take off the top. Yeah, that'll be getting banned. Will be good. That'll be good for my career. Sell the car, the tools, the Rebel, get 5 to 6 grand, and keep building from there. Okay, let's say I sell the RX-7 for 3 grand. Let's say I sell the Rebel for 1,500, and let's say I sell the toolbox for 2 grand. Let's say that's how this happens, right, chat? I would have $6,500 that I could use. I could buy a car for that much money. I could, but I don't know what car I could buy that I would actually like. And I think just sentimentally, I would rather have. I think the RX-7 has too much sentimental value that's not worth it. Because every time I think about it, like every time I think like if I'm getting rid of this RX-7, I'm essentially replacing it with another car. So if I sold the RX-7, I would essentially trade the RX-7 for another car of some sort. And I don't know what that would be. And the only cars that are in my price range, for that price range, would be cars that I would not enjoy as much as my RX-7. Somebody needs to send Hassan a screenshot of Astra and the Yushanka. She could become a tanky pinup girl. I don't know if I want to be a tanky pinup girl. I'm not a tanky, alright? I'm not over here talking about the superiority of Russian logistics, alright? But, you know, I do like, it is a neat aesthetic. Already done. Did you actually send a picture of me to Hassan Piker? I wonder what he thinks. I wonder what he thinks of it. Just roll with it, comrade. I bet you would trade in the RX-7 for a wiener car. I think this is the... Here, chat. There's one car I would consider trading the RX-7 for. There's one car that I've seen that I would maybe consider selling the RX-7 for. Just maybe. Vehicles, transmission type, manual. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, actually, this is a different one. This is pretty nice, too. But basically this is basically what I would trade it for. I don't know where the other one that I found went. There's another one that I was looking at that was also really cool. And it was not that expensive. I mean, it was expensive, but like, for a C3, not that bad. So chat, this is basically right here. It's the only thing I would consider even trading my RX-7 for is something like this. This would be the only thing. This one's automatic. Fuck you. Basically, it'd be this. This would be the only thing I'd actually be willing to potentially trade the RX-7 for. This is like a dream car. I love the C3. I don't know why, but I really like the C3 Corvette. And if I were to have to... Oh, ew. Ew, why did he do that? Ew, God, he fucking put digital gauges in there? That's disgusting. What the fuck, dude? Why did he wants 11.5 for it and he put garbage digital? Where's the other one that I found? There was another one that I saw on here that was 11,000 and it was so much better. Where did that go? Where did it? I don't know where it went, chat. It was somewhere around here. All right, it was somewhere. But you get my point. The C3 is like the only thing I would be maybe willing to trade for my RX-7. That's legit the only thing that I would maybe even consider. Otherwise, like, I could think, like, I could go and I could buy, like, a fucking, you know, garbage-ass, you know, 2004 Mustang. Which, honestly, like, something like this might be legitimately what I try to buy once I buy a car again. Something like this Mustang right here, specifically. Specifically, not the newer, like, 2006 and up Mustang. But if I were to sell my RX-7, chat, this is probably the only car I could realistically trade it for. It's $3 grand. I could get $3 grand for the RX-7. So theoretically, I could trade the RX-7 for this car. But and then I have to decide, is trading my RX-7, which I love so very much, worth trading for a 2001 Ford Mustang GT? Is it worth it? Is it worth it, chat? Is it worth this? Is it? Am I in 50 years and am I gonna be looking back on my life and thinking, man, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of my RX-7, or am I gonna be thinking, man, I'm glad I got that Mustang? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna be like, fuck, dude, I missed that RX-7. I can't believe I sold it for a garbage Mustang. I do think that Mustang, like something like that, like a $3 grand. Pre-2004 Mustang with a manual transmission, that is genuinely something I would consider as like my next real car. Like whenever I get a new car, that's what I'm going to try to get. Or a C4 Corvette. There are 3 cars that I really want that I would consider buying for my next car. It would be a C4 Corvette, a C3 Corvette, and this generation of Mustang, specifically this right here, this generation. Maybe not this specific Mustang, but this generation of Mustang is the exact type of Mustang that I want, and I think I'm gonna buy. whenever I get another car. But that, I don't think it's worth trading the RX-7 for it. I just don't. Does the RX-7 have AC? Nope. Worth it if the Mustang runs and drives? I don't think so. And Biscuit Mustang use. The AC Cobra from the same period of the C3 is pretty damn nice price too. I think the RX-7 is cooler, but the Mustang will likely be running. Yeah, but I don't. There's more to life than just having a running car, chat. Mustangs with manual are pretty bulletproof. I know well, that's why I want one, especially one with without the next generation Mustang had those awful hydraulic clutches that I don't want. So like the 2006 and up Mustang, I'm not doing that. But give me like a 2004 Mustang with a manual transmission. That's honestly, that's the car I'm gonna try to buy for next. That's my main car that I have in my mind for a couple reasons. They're reliable. They're much more reliable. Probably with a V6 specifically too, because I want it. It's a V6 Mustang from 2004. Is relatively reliable. The parts are easy to get. They're cheap. They're not expensive, and it's just simple. And it's honestly a really good car. And that's really what I'm gonna go for. I think I'm gonna try to spend like $5 grand to find a really decent, somewhat low mileage 2004 Ford Mustang with a V6 and a manual transmission. That's realistically what I'm going for. That's realistically what I'm looking for. And I could theoretically, chat, I could sell my RX-7, I could sell my Rebel, I could sell my Toolbox, I could sell whatever the fuck, and buy that car. But, what would be more entertaining? And what would I value in the long run? That, or keeping my RX-7 running, and keeping that? Would I rather have an RX-7 than a Mustang? Probably. Probably, chat. V6 for Mustang from early 2000s was bomb-proof. Those engines would not die. Come sell it and leave the past behind you. Commit to being a badass bitch you decided to be 6 years ago. You be cutthroat, sell it. I don't want to sell it though. I like it. And see, now you're just showing me shit I can't afford, Taco. This is cruel. This is femboy abuse. Like legit, I can't afford this. This is literally my fucking actual dream car right here. Like if I could have any car in the world, it would probably be this specific car. This one exactly. Like, if I could have any car in the world, like, snap my fingers and have any car in the world, it would be this car. Specifically. Like, actually, this is the ultimate dream car. Like, when kids think, oh, I want to have a Ferrari one day, oh, I want to have that. This is my car. This is the ultimate Astra's dream car right here. And you're showing it to me, and that's like, oh my god, I can't ever have this. I will never have this, chat. I will never have this car. And it makes... What the fuck is that? What? Alright, well, you know what? This is... It's been 7 minutes. Oh, that's that. Oh. Show car there. Pedals on the floor on trans colors. Are they trans colors? I didn't think they were trans colors. Were they? I mean, they kind of are. They're just like pink and blue a little bit. So I guess they kind of are trans colors. This would be so cool though, chat. I gotta be honest with you. This would be legit like the coolest car ever. Like if I could just have this, I would die happy. I would be my whole life. I could die happy if I could just have this car. You know, chat. It's not, unfortunately though, it's a little out of my price range. Just a little, what the fuck is that? Why is it recommending me that shit? Come on, man. Here, this is pretty cool. Okay, I got you a blue RX-7. Yeah, but it's not life size. Corvette free to a good home. We need capped allowance for every chatter. You'll never have it because you already decided you'll never have it. Maybe it's because the economy's shit and that I don't have a high paying job, so. I can def find you rolling shell with no title for 10k. Yeah, rolling shell with no title for 10k. I can't afford that, man. First of all, I can't afford that in the first place. And if I did have that, I still wouldn't be able to do anything with it because I would need another 10K, 15K to get it running. It's just not happening, man. It's just not happening. Acknowledging the economy is bad? Is anybody denying that it's bad? Cheap Willie's pickup truck? This is kind of cool. This is kind of cool. It is. It is a little bit cool. But no, chat. Basically, in conclusion, my options are realistically sell the RX-7 and buy a 2004 Mustang, and I could do that. Or go up there and fix it. And honestly, you know, I haven't made up my mind, chat. There is a reality where I do that, where I sell everything and I just say, fuck it, and I sell it, and I sell everything I have just to go and buy, like a Mustang or something. You know what, chat? I even got offered to, like, someone would buy it for me, like, just to buy it from me for $2,500. Someone would pay me $2,500 for that car just to, like, donate it to, like, a charity or something. But then I'd be buying that car for I'd be selling that car for $2,500. Do you imagine, chat? Selling an RX-7 for $2,500 just for it to get donated to, like, a scrap yard? Ugh. Oh my god. What trauma happened to you that made you, made that piece of shit rotary your dream car? What do you mean that piece of shit rotary? I fucking, what do you have against rotaries, man? What's wrong with what do you have against rotaries? Got me fucked up. I know, right? Like, jeez, like, talk about, it's like the intentions behind the offer were good, but it's one of those things that was, like, insulting a little bit. Give me the Addy, I'll bite on it. I'll bid on it. No, it's not. It wouldn't be a bid. He would literally buy the car for me and then donate it to, you know, those, like, cars for kids type of charities where you, like, donate somebody a car. You donate a car to, like, these, like, fucking places, and they basically, it's a scrapyard where they either resell the car for dirt cheap, or just scrap it and use the scrap money to, like, pay for whatever charity. Like, it's literally like cars for kids. He would literally take the car and then give me $2,500 for it, and then just basically give it away to charity. And the charity would then scrap it, and it would be so brutally sad, chat. It would be such a waste of money, too. Because I could probably at least get $3,000 for it, and at least then it would be going to somebody who wants it and isn't gonna fucking throw it in the dump. How about a 1970 Ford Caprice sent to the European Mustang? Nah, I don't like Ford Caprice. Don't need a rotary, so single mother is fucked. It was like a scam. Well, the Cars for Kids thing was like a scam. It was a legitimate scam, that Cars for Kids ad. Do you guys remember the Cars for Kids ad? Don't look it up. Don't look into it. You'll be sad. It's not good. Collector cars have value. They do. They really do. But yeah, so, I mean, realistically, I don't know. It is tempting for me just to say, you know what? Wipe my hands of everything. Get the Ford Mustang. Get that Ford Mustang that's got, you know, 120,000 miles on it. And it'll probably be a reliable car for me. But I just can't, dude. I just can't accept that. You know what I mean? I can't get rid of my RX-7. I love my RX-7. I've sat for way too many hours at the tracking waiting for a starting line to get cleaned up after Rody spilled guts on the starting after arriving to 10K. What, are you complaining that a fucking car blew up on a racetrack? Are you really complaining about that? Like, dude, it's a racetrack. Shit happens. Your whole opinion on rotaries is based off of one guy who put too much nitrous to his RX-7 and blew the fucking guts out of it? That's your only, like, exposure to it? And you're like, oh, these cars suck because of this. I had to wait, like, an hour because of this fucking rotary. Now I hate all rotaries because I had to wait an hour on a racetrack where this shit is liable to happen. You know how many LS engines have spilled their guts because some guy tried to rev it to 10,000? You know how many fucking piece of shit LS engines have spilled their guts over a racetrack and caused someone to wait 2 hours for it to get cleaned up because they took a fucking LS engine and tried to turn it into a race car engine and it's not a race car engine, so they blew it the fuck up? You know how many times that happens? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man. You're like fucking piece of shit. If a person in chat wants RX-7, I say tell them how much you are asking for it and see if they're willing to pay for it. Dude, if someone offered me $5 grand for the RX-7, I'd probably take it. If someone wanted if I sold the car, if I sold the RX-7 for $5 grand, that's probably what I would maybe take. Maybe. And I'd still have to, that'd still be hard. I think this is the same one I found. Yeah, this is the same Mustang I was looking at earlier. This is literally like the exact car I want. This is precisely what I want. The other Mustang, this one actually is, I'm pretty sure this one's a V8. So there's something about, well, it needs a head gasket, so it's not very good, but this is a V8. So for the same price, I could get one with a V8 that's in slightly worse condition. I don't know if it's worth it. This is probably better, if I'm being honest. I like the weight. I like how weight it is. Could be better in the heat. I do like the convertible, though. This one is a convertible. It should be nice. Kind of cool to have a convertible. I never really got to use the convertible I had on my BMW. But this is pretty much realistically the best car I could get right now. It's low mileage, relatively low mileage. It's got 116,000 miles. Which is really perfect for this age of car. A car that's 28 years old or 26 years old, this is pretty much the perfect amount of miles you want to see on it. That means it never sat for too long, but it also wasn't driven to shit. This is realistically the perfect car for me. It's a V6, it's going to get better gas mileage than the V8, it's going to be more reliable than the V8. It's going to have a manual transmission, so it's going to be reliable, it's going to be relatively easy to prepare, it's got cloth tan seats. This is the perfect car for Florida. It's got cloth tan seats that aren't gonna cook in the sun. It's not gonna burn your ass cheeks like this one. You're gonna burn your ass cheeks sitting down in this car with the leather seats. You're gonna burn your fucking ass cheeks with these leather seats in Florida. But this one with the tan interior, this is gonna be fine. The cloth tan interior is great. This is actually ideal. The white is gonna keep the heat off the car. This is literally the most ideal car I could possibly buy for me at the moment. But I'd have to trade my, like, beloved RX-7 for it, and I don't know. I don't know if I could do it, chat. Someone's willing to pay 5K for the RX-7, they're also willing to fix it up and save it from rusting away. If you don't want to sell it, I would have to say it's because it's your car. I'd say no, say it because it's your car. You're gonna roast your rump. This tops always fail eventually. Yeah, it's just another failure point. And I've had my fair share of leaky tops. All my SBFs drove to the track and back. Okay. I mean, listen, you're on a track and you're complaining about some guy blowing up his engine. Dude, it happened. It's a racetrack. Everybody there is pushing their engine to the limits. And every once in a while, it's gonna blow up, alright? That doesn't make it a bad car. It doesn't make it not a fun car, especially if you're not racing it on the racetrack. But even honestly, if you are racing it on a racetrack, I would argue that rotaries are one of the best engines for racing, period. Just because their power to weight ratio is just superior to that of a piston engine, like objectively. There's a reason why they got banned from Le Mans, okay? You want to talk about fucking actual optimum engine performance? You don't care if it blows up at the end of the quarter mile. You just care that it gets from the start of the quarter mile to the end, alright? You don't care if it blows up. You're just trying to make as much power as possible in that period of time. And that's what racing is all about. And if you're sitting here like, oh, it's not as reliable for the racetrack. Reliability and racetracks don't fucking mix, alright? If you're not blowing up your engine on a regular basis, you're not racing hard enough, alright? If you're not sending a fucking connecting rod through the side of your engine, you're not racing hard enough. You need to push that shit, man. You're not pushing it hard enough. If you're not sitting in the like the red line, 90% of the time you're moving, then you're not driving hard enough. Go look at fucking guys who drive, like, legit professional race car drivers who drive rally, who drive fucking F1, who drive, like legit, like, on the track and are really good. Their red line is, their cars are pegged at red line. Pegged. They're pegged at red line, and they're keeping it there, man. They're fucking hammering that bitch. Because they don't care if they have to replace the fucking main bearings after the race. They don't care if they have to replace the pistons after the race. They just care about getting the race as fast as possible. That's real racing, chat. Anything less than that is poor boy hours. Oh, I can't afford to rebuild my engine every time I drive it. Oh, wait, maybe you shouldn't be racing. Go buy a fucking Honda. Huh? Go buy a fucking Honda and go to a fucking store and go to your Cars and Coffee with your garbage-ass Honda Civic Type R. Be like, oh yeah, this gets good gas mileage too. Fuck you, man. Oh, it gets good gas mileage? You're supposed to race it. Nothing matters in a race other than speed. Speed is all that matters, chat. The fuel economy doesn't matter. The reliability, it doesn't matter. All that matters is it gets you to the end of the track. And by God, rotary will get you there. Faster than anybody else. 2004 SVT Cobra looks nice. That's true. How do you win races with broken engines? You just... look at the Le Mans. Look at the 787B. Look at how that car performed and tell me that rotaries are unreliable garbage piles, alright? They're not, they only blow up when you don't know what you're doing. If you're blowing up a rotary engine, you don't know what you're doing. Like that guy who blew up his engine, it's not because the engine's bad, it's because the guy who had it had no idea what he was doing, okay? He probably took a naturally aspirated 13B, put a turbocharger on it, and just sent it. That's probably what happened, alright? You don't fucking, if you know what you're doing, you have the skill to build an engine capable of building that much power, then you know it's probably not gonna blow up on you on the racetrack. It's probably gonna blow up on you after you're out of the racetrack, but that's okay because it's fine, because you got the race done. Literally, they did the 24 hours of Le Mans with the 787B, and they tore the engine down after that race and found that it was in perfect condition. It was fine. Literally, the 787B kicked so much ass in the 24 hours of Le Mans, they banned it. They literally said, no, you can't, this is too good, you can't have it. I mean, rotaries are objectively better for racing, because the things that rotaries are good at are good for racing, and the things that rotaries are bad at are bad for, like, economy car commuting. Hondas are good at racing. I disagree, dude. I hate Hondas. In terms of, like, I love Honda motorcycles, but Honda cars... I have such a double standard when it comes to Honda, because Honda cars are lame as fuck. The S2000 is like the only, well, I guess the NSX is the only cool car that Honda's ever really made. The Honda NSX, that's the one I'll give you. I'll give you the NSX. The Honda S2000 is like the most square fucking, like, hi, how are ya? Like, car ever. Like, hi, yeah, I bought a Honda S2000. It's a great roadster. I love taking it around twisty corners. Like, shut the fuck up. It's the most boring accountant level fucking hairdresser car ever. And it's just gay and lame. And then everybody who drives a front-wheel drive car on the racetrack, as if it's not the most stupid thing ever to drive a front-wheel drive car on a racetrack, is just like, actually, it's pretty good around the corners. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. You know what snap oversteer is? You're getting it. You're gonna figure it out if you're driving a front-wheel drive on the racetrack. Chat, you're fucking me up here. I'm losing my mind here. I'm losing my mind. Front-wheel drives are so ass. Get out of here, man. Astra is X. I getting all excited about cars. That's hot. I literally hate it. The Honda bros that are like, have like a 1992 Honda hatchback and they're trying to pretend like it's some racing machine. Like, any transverse mounted engine isn't a horrible fucking design choice for a racing engine, just in general. Yeah, no, I'm gonna take, you know, how, like, weight balance is extremely important when it comes to racing in corners. Yeah, we're just gonna throw that all out the window and pretend like it doesn't matter, and that's every Honda guy in a nutshell when it comes to cars, alright? Listen, and this is cars only, but motorcycles are a different story, alright? Motorcycles, Honda's motorcycle division is kick-ass. Honda can make a cool motorcycle. I am a Honda fanboy when it comes to Hondas that are two wheels, alright? Anytime you had more than two wheels on a Honda, I'm out. I'm out. Front-wheel drives are plenty faster on track, but they're not. They're literally objectively worse. I mean, what advantage does a front-wheel drive have over an all-wheel drive car? Please tell me. What advantages does a front-wheel drive car hold in a racing scenario comparative to a rear-wheel drive or a an all-wheel drive car? You're never gonna beat an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive car in a in a race, right? You're never gonna beat a four-wheel drive car. A four-wheel drive car around a racetrack is generally the best thing you can get. And a rear-wheel drive is the close second because you can still like be fast with a rear-wheel drive. You just have to be more skilled because it's harder to get it around the track. But in terms of like going in a straight line, like on a drag strip, there's a reason why most drag cars you see are rear-wheel drive, because rear-wheel drive is the best, objectively the best thing for drag and drifting. Rear-wheel drive is best for drag strips and drifting, chat. So if you're drifting, you're going fast in a straight line, you're drag racing, you want rear-wheel drive. That's what you want. And if you're going around a track, like you're doing autocross, you're doing rally, you're doing pretty much anything like that, you want four-wheel drive, which is mostly rear-wheel drive, except when it needs front-wheel drive, and then it's fine. Like a WRX, like a fucking, like a, you know, things like that. That's what you want on a racetrack. A front-wheel drive has no advantages on a racetrack compared to any other thing. They're lightweight. They're lightweight? What do you mean they're lightweight? The balance is fucked up. You can't do anything. First of all, you have to have a tiny-ass transmission that can't handle any amount of power because it's tiny. Because you had to stick it underneath the engine. Instead of having a balanced car that has a 50-50 weight distribution, so when you go around a corner, it's predictable and easy. Instead, we're going to take the whole entire drivetrain, stick it into the front of the car, so the car is extremely nose heavy, and if you're going to make it not nose heavy, then you have to add an exorbitant amount of weight to the back of the car, which is going to make you slower because you're adding weight to the back of the car. Moogie, what do you think of Moogie? Moogie. I know, right, Moogie? Straight lines equal more power. Legit, the only reason why front-wheel drive is good is because it's easy to produce, it's cheap, and it's economical. That's the only reason. And in terms of a racetrack, there's no advantages to having a front-wheel drive car. Because they're lighter, they're only lighter because you have to make everything smaller to fit into the front of the fucking engine. Right? Your whole entire drivetrain has to fit within the engine bay on a front-wheel drive car. And so you have to, so your front of your car is going to be way heavier than another car. Like take an RX-7 for example. The engine is way lighter than an inline-4. Its transmission is beefier, can handle more power, and the weight is distributed evenly throughout the entire car. Because on the rear of the car you have the differential and the axle, on the middle of the car you have the transmission, on the front of the car you have the engine. It all balances evenly. When you have a front-wheel drive car, everything is shoved to the front of the car. Everything. And then it has to be fucking, finagled in there. So now you need, like, a shift linkage, which can go bad and break and be fucking shitty and awful. Instead of having a stick that goes directly into the transmission and directly interfaces with the transmission forks, you have to have a long string of fucking wires and bullshit to connect your transmission lever to your transmission, and everything has to be packed in the front of the car, and all you can fit in there is a shitty tiny inline 4 because nothing else will fit, and you can only have a small inline 4 because the transmission can't handle any more power than that because it's not big enough to handle enough power, and you can't have it much power anyway because the engine itself has to be so small in order to fit in the front of the car without adding so much weight that it just has so much understeer that it can't go around a corner at all. Chat. As you're being an idiot right now? How? Please tell me. Please tell me. Mini special? What is this? This doesn't prove anything. This is just a video of a mini doing, like, shit. What does this prove? What does this prove, Jens? What does this prove to me? What are you trying to prove with this? This is not going to be faster around a track than an RX-7. What he's doing is kind of interesting, maybe, but that's not fast. He's not faster than a race car. I know, Moogie. Can you believe this? Can you believe what's happening with these motherfuckers? You're trying to tell me I'm an idiot for saying all this shit, and then this is your proof? What does this prove, chat? What does this prove? This doesn't prove anything. I don't even know what he's doing. It's not racing. Crazy fast for what it's doing, but it's doing a specific thing. I don't even know how to describe what it's doing. It's like reverse drifting almost, which is, and if it's, you know, that's kind of cool. All right, I will admit, if that's what you're doing, that specific thing is what you're doing, sure, you can have your front wheel drive for that. But legitimately, there has only been a couple times when front-wheel drives have ever made any amount of sense in a racing capacity, in a normal racing capacity, not in I'm doing tricks in a parking lot capacity. I'm like in a legitimate racing capacity. The only time a front-wheel drive has ever had any sense in being like, oh yeah, I'm going to actively choose a front-wheel drive for this race, is in the 1950s and 60s when rally was new and they only had rear-wheel drives, right? When you had a dirt road, having the little bit of extra stability from not having fishtailing like happening all the time was enough to make it worth it to use for rally. Which is why Mini Coopers were originally used in rally to like a good extent. And that was fine. That was great. And that was great up until they stopped using them because they just weren't as good as other cars. There's a reason why Group B in rally is mostly rear-wheel drives. And the ones that aren't rear-wheel drives are four-wheel drives. There's a reason you don't see front-wheel drives in modern rally. There's a reason you don't see that shit. There's a reason why the only time you see a front-wheel drive in a racing capacity in modern times is in a specific front-wheel drive category where you're like doing an autocross, but it's all Mini Coopers. That's it. It's a go-kart. It's a big go-kart. Yeah, it's like specifically made to do what he was doing there. And that's crazy. It's cool, I guess, but it's not racing. It's not, there's a difference. You're not racing there, dude. Group B was four-wheel drive. Well, Group B was both. There was a lot of rear-wheel drive in Group B. My RX-7 was a Group B car. The RX-7 FB was a Group B rally car, chat. It was fairly successful at it, too. There's also the Lancia, which was rear-wheel drive. There's a lot of Group B rear-wheel drive cars that were really, really good. It was just that the Audi Quattro was just so much better because of the four-wheel drive on rally. Four-wheel drive just is objectively superior when it comes to rally. Like, it just is. And it's like, you can't argue realistically that it's not when it just is. It's like, the only time you can argue that not having four-wheel drive is not better for racing is when it comes to getting power to the ground. Because if you have four wheels, you have to split the power 4 ways per each wheel, so you don't get as much power on each wheel. So if you only have a two-wheel drive car, you're getting more power per both wheels. But the problem with that is it makes you lose traction easier. I'll do a fit check after Moogie gets off Scott Therapy. So that's legitimately the only reason. And so in a thing like drag racing, where all that matters is getting the most amount of power to the ground possible, then you're only going to see rear-wheel drives, because it doesn't make sense to have a four-wheel drive car in a drag race, because you're gonna want as much power to the rear wheel as possible. That's the whole idea. And see, a Delta Integral was four-wheel drive as well. There was a specific Lancia I was talking about that was not four-wheel drive, but it was a Group B car. There was a lot of rear-wheel drive Group B cars. It was not uncommon to have a rear-wheel drive Group B car. What do you think about BTTC and JTCC? I don't know what either of those are. On loose and slippery surfaces, four-wheel drive is indeed superior. It is. It really is. And I would argue that four-wheel drive is just superior around most tracks, generally speaking. I think in terms of like rally, it's better. I think maybe you could make an argument that rear-wheel drive is better for things like F1. Obviously, F1s use rear-wheel drive, so there's probably a reason why they don't have four-wheel drive on F1 cars. So it's just like you can make an argument that that's the case, but the downsides, the whole thing I'm trying to say here, chat. As I wrap up this Astra rant, this very good Astra rant that I've been on. Front-wheel drives come with a lot of downsides. They come with imbalanced. It's harder to balance a front-wheel drive car because all of the weight is in the front. It's harder to get a bigger power plant in there because obviously your engine bay is competing with your transmission and your differential in the engine bay and your axle instead of just competing with nothing. Like, if you've got nothing else in the engine bay other than the engine, you can make the engine fit the engine bay. If you've got a front wheel drive, you're competing with space. Like, you can't make the engine as big if you're at a rear wheel drive, right? Same with transmission. Like, you have to make a smaller transmission. So there's downsides to using a front wheel drive, right? The upsides is that it's more stable. on roads, like just normal roads, when you're driving on normal conditions, is easier and cheaper to produce. It's very economical, right, chat? Front-wheel drives are very economical. There's a reason why so many people drive front-wheel drives nowadays, is because it's economical. It makes economical sense. That's why they made Honda Civics front-wheel drive in the first place. Not because it was faster, not because it was cool, because it's economical and boring. But in terms of racing, front-wheel drives are just completely dog shit. Like, people race front-wheel drives, that's fine, right? But you're never gonna tell me that a front-wheel drive is superior in like any capacity than a rear-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive. I'd say weight is more important than driveline, but your weight is important. But on a front-wheel drive, you have this idea that front-wheel drive equals lighter. I don't understand why you think that. Why do you think a front-wheel drive is always gonna be lighter than a four-wheel drive or a two-wheel drive? Like, I don't understand, like, why you think that. Like, you can make a rear-wheel drive drivetrain just as light as a front-wheel drive drivetrain, but it's also just gonna be easier to balance. The problem is you can make a front-wheel drive engine drivetrain light as fuck, but it's still gonna be hard to balance the car. You're never gonna get the engine to be so light that it just naturally balances the car by being in the front. It's just imbalanced. You're taking all of the weight of the drivetrain and sticking it into the front of the car. You're talking about weight. On a rear-wheel drive car, the weight is evenly distributed from the drivetrain. Every single part of the drivetrain is on a different part of the car. But on a front-wheel drive, literally the drivetrain, the axle, the differential, the transmission, and the engine are all in the same fucking spot. You can talk about, oh, it's lighter all you want, but it's not balanced right. It's balanced improperly. You're gonna have, your front is gonna, I'm sorry, Moogie. She's not happy with my rant. You're never gonna have it be balanced correctly, because if you have all the weight in the front, then you're gonna get understeer. There's gonna be too much weight in the front, and when you go in the corners, it's not gonna turn the way you want it, because you got too much weight in the front. It's not balanced, Chad. It's not balanced. Not balanced. A car needs, ideally, if you want to have a race car and you want it to go around a track, you want it to be distributed like 50-50 weight balance. You want to have it so that the fulcrum point of the car is directly in the middle. 50-50 weight. That's exactly what you want for a car. Because if you have too much weight in the back, you're going to get oversteer. So you're going to spin out in corners. That's what the Porsche 911 had a lot of problems with that. Because it had a rear engine. So all basically the same problem with the front wheel drive, but it's in the back for the 911. And that's why it was so, the 911 was a very unpredictable, hard to drive car, is because it oversteered all the fucking time, right? But on a front wheel drive car, it's the exact opposite problem. So you have understeer, you have a ton of understeer, and it's fucked up. And it says it's not good. It's just not good. It's not good. Most front wheel drives are lighter, and yes, it's more difficult to make it balanced, but you can make it balanced enough to make it rotate in the corners. Why are they lighter, Jens? Tell me, what about it being a front wheel drive makes it lighter than a rear wheel drive? Why? What specifically about making a front wheel drive car makes it lighter, other than the fact that they just make everything smaller because it's the only way to get it to fit in the engine bay? Yes, you made this car lighter. You made the drivetrain lighter because it's the only way you could get it to fit in the fucking engine bay. And now it makes like half the amount of power as the equivalent weight car in a rear-wheel drive. Because in a rear-wheel drive car, your drivetrain can be heavier because you can balance it easier. You don't have to add as much weight to the back to get it to be balanced. Sorry, chat. I just, that's been cooking for a bit. I just had to do it. Front 50-50 isn't the perfect weight balance for a front wheel drive. What? Why? Why would it not? I'm talking about 50-50 is best in general. Like, if you want a car to go around a corner as best as possible, you want it to be 50-50. Specifically for the reasons I mentioned. Understeer. If you have too much weight in the rear, you're gonna have oversteer. And if you have too much weight in the front, you're gonna have understeer. That's how it works, Chad. I don't know what do you mean isn't, what are you talking about? You're never gonna want your front to be heavier than the rest of your car, because you're gonna it's not gonna be good. What are you talking about? Because you don't have to transfer energy from the engine all the way from the back of the, because you don't have to transfer energy from the engine all the way to the back. How does that make a difference when you're cornering? What does that have to do with anything? Transferring the energy to the back of the car there's nothing wrong with that. You don't get anything from shortening the amount of travel your drivetrain has. By reducing the amount that the power has to travel, you're not gaining anything. What do you think you're gaining with that? You're still making the same amount of power. You're still taking it through a drivetrain. You're not getting more power out of it. What are you talking about? And how would that have to do with anything with the weight balance? How long it takes the power to get from the front of the car to the rear of the car has nothing to do with how the car is going to handle in a corner. What are you talking about? You want it to be 55-45? That's not even true. That's just that's fucking stupid. The perfect weight balance for a front wheel drive, you want it to be 55 and 45 because that's the best you can get. If you could get it to be 50-50, you'd want it to be 50-50, but you can't because all the fucking weight is in the front. This is cope, my guy. No, you actually, you want the weight to be 55-45. That's cope, bro. That's copium. You're coping right now. This is cope. 50-50 on front wheel drive would understeer. What? That's not how it works. That's not how it works, chat. That's not how weight works. That's not how cars work. What are you talking about? What do you mean it would understeer? Not the weight balance, the overall weight, and that matters? Yeah, but it has to be overall heavier. Why do you think a front wheel drive is lighter weight than a normal car? Chat, this is my autism, chat. This is my autistic thing. This is my autism obsession. I know about this shit. I went to college, goddammit. I went to college. The Integra? That's what you're using as an example, is an Integra? An Integra? Do you think an Integra corner's better than an RX-7? Let me ask you that. Do you think a fucking Integra is gonna take a corner better than an RX-7? Really? I still don't understand. Why do you think a front-wheel drive is lighter? You want to be 55 to make it rotate better because that makes it steer better. How? How does making the front heavier make it steer better? And if you're talking about 55 is in the rear, like the rear is heavier than the front, you have to add that weight in unnaturally. You're making the car heavier than it needs to be just to get the balance to be right. I could try it on BMG and show you. I don't understand. You can't. BMG is a video game, first of all. You can't make any anecdotal evidence in fucking BMG because it's a fucking video game. But why do you think that a front-wheel drive is lighter because it's a front-wheel drive? A front-wheel drive is lighter because the drivetrain has to be lighter. Because the drivetrain has to fit in the front of the car. And if you make it too heavy, it's going to throw off the balance. It's lighter by necessity. You can make a rear-wheel drive just as light, and it would have the same advantage, except it would be better because you have a more evenly distributed weight. If you're going around a corner, right, the weight distribution is, like, all that matters. Like, obviously, which direction you're pushing the car matters a little bit, too. Like, if you're pushing the car from the rear, it's gonna make it act a little bit different than if you're pulling the car from the front wheels. But, like, it's not better. A front wheel drive is not better in that case. In fact, it's worse because you get torque steer. On front wheel drives, you get fucking torque steer. You get fucking unpredictability on drive. When you're driving a front wheel drive, like balls to the wall, you're gonna get instability because you get fucking torque steer. When you slam on the gas, it does that to the fucking wheels because your steering wheels are your drive wheels. You're getting red in the face and your forehead vein is pumping out. 50-50 weight balance doesn't matter as much on front wheel drive because the weight is on the drive tires and the rear is just trailing wheel. That's not. Oh my god, GT, please stop. The weight being on the front wheels is gonna give you more traction, not make it easier to turn. That all the weight being on your drive wheels does is give you slightly more traction, okay? That's it. That's all it does. When you're going around a corner, the more weight being in the front is going to cause you to understeer. That's just how it works. Chat is physics. If you're going around a corner in a four-wheel drive car, it doesn't matter what your drivetrain is. It doesn't matter where the weight is. If the weight is in the front, the car is going to understeer. If you have too much weight in the front, it's going to understeer, chat. I don't care how much grip you have on the fucking front wheels, you're gonna understeer. Alright? I don't care if you have more grip on the front wheels because it's heavier on the front wheels. Your argument is that yes, the weight being distributed improperly is good because you have more traction. My whole point is that no, if you have the fucking weight in the front of the car, you're gonna get understeer. You're gonna get understeer, man. It's gonna happen. Chat, this has been a 40... I've been ranting about this for 40 minutes. Can you tell this is like... You can tell the autism has come out in full-fledged right now, chat. Listen, man. It doesn't matter as much because it matters immensely. It entirely matters. The weight distribution matters entirely. It doesn't matter what style of fucking drivetrain you have. Fucking going around a corner, you're gonna understeer if you have too much weight in the front. I'm having a stroke, chat. I'm having an aneurysm right now, dude. If you have just stuff on the back of the car, dumbstra. But then you're adding weight that you don't necessarily... You're adding... The car is heavier than it needs to be. You're adding weight to compensate for the imbalance of the engine. So now you're adding... The best way to go faster is reducing weight, not adding it back. Oh, there's... Oh my god. Honda people, front wheel drive, like Toyota guys and Honda car guys are just delusional. They're delusional. I don't understand it. Oh, look at my hot hatch. It's so good. I track this car all the time. It's a good track car. It's shit. It's shit. It's not a good car. It's not a good race car. It's more important to have your weight on the inside wheels. If you start to put your weight outside of the wheels, like the Personal 11, you start to get weird weight transfer. Or the Auto Quattro had the engine in the front of the wheels and had a massive understeer. But if you make a front wheel drive car where you don't have the engine in the front, in a front center, it doesn't understeer. If you, hold on. If you have, it's more important to have the weight inside the wheels. What? What does that mean? If you start to put the weight outside of the, what? What do you mean inside of the wheels? Do you mean the weight on the axle so that there's more weight being pushed down on the wheels? What do you mean if you put the weight inside the wheels? What are you talking about? You put the weight, okay, like the old Porsche 911, you start to get weird weight transfer, or the Auto Quattro had the engine in the front of the wheels and had massive understeer. Do you know why having the engine in front of the wheels causes massive understeer? You know why? It's because it's in the front. It's further, you're putting the weight further in the front of the car. The nose of the car is heavier if you put the engine in front of the front wheels. Chat. That's what happens. If you put the engine in front of the front wheels, you're moving the weight towards the front of the car, which is going to cause you to understeer. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not saying having a mid-engined car is bad, or I'm not saying having the engine in front of the wheels is good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying having a fucking front-wheel drive car where all of the weight is in front of the car is not good. I'm sorry, Disco. I'm gonna go back to GeoGuessr. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll cool down. I'll cool down. All right, we'll cool down. We'll cool down. That information was over Astra's head. Could you beat a spicy cow in a race? I don't know. I don't actually like. No, I'm not like a good race car driver. I'm not gonna sit over here and claim that I'm like a professional race car driver. Maybe I could. Probably. If you're talking Pikes Peak, I could beat cow up Pikes Peak. I mean, if you're talking about, like, weight, because, like, if you're talking about the comparison between, like, a mid-engine car and a front-engine car, that's the same conversation. Like, my RX-7 is a mid-engine car, right? It has the engine is behind the front wheels for that exact reason. The RX-7 has 50-50 weight distribution. Like, my RX-7 and the Miata, the RX-7 and the Miata both have 50-50 weight distribution for that exact reason, because it's the best for cornering. If you make a square between the tires touching the ground, and that's what gives you the inside of the traction square. That's why the mid-engine cars tend to work best. Also, the modern F4 are pretty decently balanced. But that has nothing to do with 50-50 weight distribution. I never said anything about putting. You're making an argument that like having. You're making my argument for me. Because if you're saying that, yeah, a front-engine car that has the weight all the way in the front, it makes it unstable because you're putting the weight too far in the front, you're ruining the balance, right? That's not 50-50 weight distribution. Ideally, a 50-50 weight distribution is entirely even between the car. And so it is, like, that's what you want. But if you have a front-engined car, you're probably gonna have not a 50-50 weight distribution because the engine is all the way in the front of the car. By moving it to the middle of the car, like a mid-engine behind the front wheels, you're taking the weight and moving it towards the center of the car, which is where you get 50-50 distribution. It's why you get 50% of the weight in the front, 50% of the weight in the back. You get it, so it's like, if this is your car, it balances like this. If you're nose heavy, it does that. If you're rear heavy, it does that. See this? Rear heavy, that's oversteer. See this? This is good. This is where you have balance. This is understeer. This is the front of your car going down, that's understeer. This is your Honda Civic. This is my Mazda. This is your 911. Do you see what I'm saying here? Do you see what I'm saying here? Is that weight distribution is extremely important. And if you have too much weight in the front, you're gonna fucking understeer. And if you have too much weight in the back, you're gonna fucking oversteer. Are you saying what I'm saying here? Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you hearing what I'm playing? Are you Have you seen the E-Corvette setup? I don't wanna. E-Corvette sounds terrible. Is a front mid car. Yes. We're not arguing about if front or mid or rear engine cars. We're talking about putting the entire drivetrain in the front of the car, right? That's what we're talking about here. This is why we're talking about, that's why my whole argument is that by putting the entire drivetrain in the front of the car, you're unbalancing the car or make it extremely hard to balance the car. Or like you have to make sacrifices to balance the car properly. Because you have to add more weight to the rear because all of the weight of the drivetrain is in the front. The drivetrain is like the heaviest part of your car, chat. The engine, the transmission, the differential, they're heavy components. They're very heavy. And if you have them all in the engine bay, all of that weight is going to go to the front. So the only way to balance that is if you add weight to the rear that otherwise wouldn't need to be there. So you're adding weight to the car in general to make it balanced. Or you're just going to accept that it's not going to be balanced. And you're going to understeer in corners. Still going about this? I'm eating my burger now. I'm sorry. This is my autism chat. The autism came out a little bit. Hi, Moogie. Do you smell what the Astra is a cooking? I need to go eat some salt, chat. I'm gonna go make that rice with spam I was talking about yesterday. I need to have some salt to replenish the Astra. I could make a car where the engine sat in front with the big gearbox behind the rear axle and it would have perfect 50-50 weight balance and it would have rubbish traction because of the pendulum effect where almost all of the race cars tried to put the weight in the middle of the car, even if it's in the front and mid part of the car. F1 cars have engines in the middle because of that. Yeah, you want the weight in the middle. Because of the pendulum effect, where almost all the race cars tries to put the weight in the middle. Are you arguing that you would have bad traction because you... So, your argument is that it's better to have poor balance, that 50-50 balance is not good because the weight of the engine isn't pressing down on the axle. Is that what you're arguing? And that that by not having the engine and the drivetrain over top of the drive wheels, you're losing traction that is worth more than cornering stability. That's what you're arguing right now. That's what you're arguing. That's what you're arguing. Not in one place in the middle. You want the weight spread out. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, chat. You're getting it. That's what I'm saying. You want the weight evenly distributed through the whole fucking car. Guess what doesn't do that? Putting all of the drivetrain in the front of the car is exactly the opposite of making it evenly distributed. It's the exact opposite. The exact opposite. I wonder what would evenly distribute the weight of a drivetrain throughout the car. Maybe having the differential in the back, the drivetrain in the middle, and the engine in the mid-front. I wonder if that would evenly distribute the weight of the drivetrain, which is the heaviest part of the car. I wonder if that would do that. Or no, maybe I'll just take all of it and stick it in the front and call it good because it puts more weight on the front axle. And if that's the logic, then like a fucking 911 or like an MR2 would be a better car in general because then you have the engine over the rear axle. And if you have the engine over the rear axle, you still get the benefit of having the weight over the axle to get that extra traction, but then you don't have to deal with torque steer. Because if you fucking put the engine drivetrain attached to the fucking front wheels and you have too much power, you're gonna torque steer. Massive quantities of sodium would be good now after a near stroke. You know that modern cars weigh about 1.6 tons? The engine drivetrain only weighs about 250 kg. The drivetrain is not the majority of the weight. It's one of the heaviest things in a car. Like, other than, like, the frame and, like, the actual body of the car, it's, like, the heaviest. In a frame and a body of car, you can distribute as much as you want. It's the heaviest single item. It's like, the drivetrain is the heaviest single item in the car. And it's not just the engine. The 200, I don't know what engine you have that's 250, what drivetrain that you have is 250 kg. Because that's, like, light as fuck. Right? And a drivetrain can weigh, like, a good portion of the weight of the car. I mean, if you have an engine, especially if you have, like a, you know, a powerful engine that can weigh over 800 pounds. I mean, in of itself, you have an engine that's big enough and powerful enough. Chat, I went to college. Okay? I went to college. Fit check? Okay, I'll do a fit check. And then we'll raid Maddie. So everybody can stop being, so I can go in and take some sodium. Looking at the whole car, it's not. But that's not the point. Is that, Jens, you agreeing with me, but you're literally you're conceding the point. I said yes, it's the heaviest single item. So you want to spread the heaviest single item throughout the whole car, not stick it in the front of the car. It's the heaviest single item you're putting entirely in the front of the car, which is going to make the weight balance of the car bad. And in order to balance the heaviest single item, you're going to have to add that equivalent weight to the back to make it balanced. And then you're going to have to basically double the amount of weight that the heaviest item is to get... Chat. All I'm saying, chat, is that front-wheel drives are gay and lame, and you shouldn't drive them, and you should drive a rear-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive instead. Because they are objectively superior in every way. I went to college. Listen, man, I can make a fucking video about this. I will make a YouTube video about this, explaining exactly what I'm talking about, explaining exactly why you're wrong. Jens, I'm sorry to say, but you're coping hard right now. I know you bought a Honda Civic hot hatch and you think you're cool in it. I know you think it actually has a racing application. But they don't. They don't. Front-wheel drives are ass. They're bad. They're terrible. You don't want a front-wheel drive car, chat. Trust me, you don't want one. They're bad. Unless you're just going to commuting. Like, unless you're commuting from A to B and you just really don't give a shit, and then fine, whatever. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway, chat, I'm gonna head out. I think before I completely, like, piss off my chat. As Al Pacino once said, she's got a great ass. Chat, we will continue this debate another time. That got more heated than the politics, chat. That was a heated argument. I feel like I won though. I feel like I definitely won that. I think I had a good argument. I think I laid my point out clearly and concisely. Rage bait successful. Anyway, chat, thank you everybody for watching. For rating Maddie. Thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys, probably tomorrow. Unless I might decide to work on the bike tomorrow, in which case I might not stream tomorrow, but I'll let you guys know. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Goodbye! Don't let anybody tell you that front-wheel drives are good. They're trash. They're trash, Chad. They're trash. They're trash. Don't ever buy a front-wheel drive. They're awful. Don't buy it. Don't do it. Don't give in. They're absolute trash. Goodbye.